Good times on everybody. Welcome back to CSR for another Ocarina of Time Randomizer Season 9 seed. It's a round 16 game. Nopons versus Tanjo. This is game 2. I'm going to have to go look to see who won game 1 because I don't remember. You got Faceless and Pyra doing the talking. I'm going to track with Lady Draco. I am Tumultech. I'm also your restreamer. I'm going to hand it off to commentators. All you guys.
Good
Hi,
afternoon.
my name's Faceless. Oh, sorry, go.
Oh.
Speak at the
Good
same
stuff,
time.
We've got a game 2 between Nopons and Tanjo. I believe Tanjo took game 1. So if he wins again today, I think he moves on. My name is Pyra. I am here with Faceless.
Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? How are you doing?
Doing good. So I'm excited for this race. These two are both very good runners. Obviously, everyone at this point in the tournament is. And yeah, we've got a very interesting layout for our start. Child spawn, start with storms and light arrows.
Ooh. Fun fact as well is that I also was the commentator, one of the commentators for the first race between these two. So,
I did not know that, but that's exciting. So, yeah,
this would be a fun one.
if I remember correctly, that one was a pretty quick seed. I think from looking at it, it was like just over 2 hours.
It was, yeah, it was like sometime between 2 and 2.5 hours. Okay,
Ooh,
and they are starting actually in Goron City. That's an interesting spawn point.
yeah, as Child with Storms right now, we can get this DMT check right away, get down into CAC pretty early, and open the well.
And I believe that peak was just a blue rupee inside of that exploded wall.
We've got a banger race already. I'm so excited.
Yeah,
claim check has
claim check. Yep.
We're starting off strong, baby. Let's go. But yeah,
that's a fun one.
Yeah, the Child Goron City start is actually pretty nice because like it gives you pretty quick access to Lost Woods as a child, which is always like if you have to open up Deku Tree with the K Sword or just even getting to SFM as a child is kind of sometimes a nightmare. But the Goron City shortcut, assuming we get a way to eventually open that, is a nice little kind of centralized location to get to a bunch of nice areas for child.
Yeah, I mean the best thing to hope for here is an early bomb bag. It definitely would open up a lot within the seed.
Yep.
Looks like we're gonna get the very quick chicken game. No surprises there.
Yeah, I think
and also, yeah, go ahead.
Just when you spawn into CAC like this, doing chickens early, never a bad idea. I know a lot of people hate it, but
yeah, personally, I like to set my chickens down to just one, so it's a quick little throw it in. But the 3 here, and that is magic. That is a important thing to get.
Yes.
And that hint, I didn't see what that was, unfortunately.
Yeah, they move so quick. It's so much harder to read hints as a commentary than like as a runner. It's so wild.
Yeah, it's just we're trying to focus on 2 different people at once. So, like, I could be looking at one strain, and then I'll see, like, somebody opens the head, and then by the time I look over there and start reading it, they already closed it.
That's fine, yeah.
Okay, right hand is dead. Thank you, chatters.
So it looks like Spirit and Water are our 2 other stone dungeons. We did start with the Kokiri Emerald today.
Honestly, assuming that there's nothing in those dungeons, that is actually pretty preferable because those are 2 of the longer dungeons to get through. So
yeah, and Spirit has a wild amount of like requirements, like Strength 2, Mirror Shield. So.
Lots of things. You gotta do both sides, both as adult and child. Though you can't do a lot of the child stuff as adult. I believe there's 2 chests that you cannot get as adult on the child side.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
if you can avoid Spirit, it's definitely preferable.
Definitely. Yeah, Spirit's always one of the dungeons that I never hate to see is not required. Just Mirror Shield can be anywhere most of the time. Locks very little in the seed, so it's just one of those kind of quote unquote casino items that people complain about a lot. So our high
Okay,
skull
so
counts are nothing.
yeah, the best thing is that the 40 is bomb shoes, but I doubt we're gonna get there. Doubt that's gonna be
Nah.
important at all.
If
Yeah,
someone pushes 40 for bomb shoes, we're in trouble.
yeah. Then we're looking at like a 4-hour race. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
All right, probably gonna see either a quick hack or a quick market. We're not sure exactly which, but it looks like Nopons is heading to CAC or potentially even online.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the early long play makes sense. Songs are really powerful. It's somewhere you're probably not going to skip for too long. I don't think our time of day is going to have an issue getting back from Lon Lon to market either. That's the only thing you need to be a little bit cautious about. With the run through Goron City and down DMT is actually like a not insignificant amount of time for time of
Yeah,
day to pass. So you just need to make sure your movement's crisp, or maybe have a secondary idea of doing like a Valley Lake if you think your time of day is a little bit messed up to getting into market. But
it honestly might even be preferable to get in during nighttime just to do the couple of checks that you can do during the nighttime and then go and turn to adult.
yeah,
Rather than potentially waiting or having to do those checks a lot later. But there is also, like the slingshot game. Oh, there's bomb bag. That's yeah.
yeah. No, I will never complain about an early bomb bag. Makes things pretty good, quick and efficient. We were talking about with that spawn in Child Goron City explosives gives you one check there, and you could cut into Child Lost Woods if you wanted to, for like a kind of extended Child 1 segment here.
And ZL, that's an important song.
Oh, very nice song, yeah. Yeah, and I was noticing from our menu check, the bottom of the well entrance was ice, so starting with ZL to open ice in your Child 1 is also a really nice kind of efficiency play, too.
Yeah, I mean also, it's just um ZL opens up so many things as well as all the fairy fountains as well. So that's another thing that we're gonna have to be looking out for as well is potentially early ZL. Maybe the logic's telling us that ZL could open up an important item.
Yep.
And we're gonna see if there's anything in the back here, but it was just a blue rupee. So they're gonna save warp. Probably, actually, this is probably a really smart play because they're gonna spawn in Goron City and they're gonna be able to warp straight to the Lost Woods.
Yep.
So this is definitely going to be a very good usage of time here, as well as
Oh, yeah.
blowing up the big Goron.
Yeah.
And
Nopons
the
is
first
actually deviating.
divergence,
Yeah.
yeah, first diverting path here. Did not check that. That was just a piece of heart.
Oh, you know what? Dodongo's Cavern is bottom of the well here, too. So between the bomb bag and
Oh
the ZL, we
yes,
have a full
NCL,
clearable.
yes,
So this makes more sense. I was kind of curious like
yeah,
where he was going with this, but this is a very
yeah. I
reasonable
mean,
start.
yeah. Bottom of the wall is the densest amount of checks of any dungeon in the game. You can get, I believe it's 11 checks with Zelda's Lullaby and the bombs. You can get all of them usually.
Yep. There's nothing in here that we will not be able to get, and I did see that there was a big chest in that ZL locked. As you jumped over, you can usually see if it's a large chest there, so we've got at least
Mm-hmm.
one major item in here. Yeah, full clearable bottom of the well, very efficient play. It is, I think, 11 items in here. Probably one of the quickest dungeons to get through, all things considered, too. So,
Yeah, and Tanjo is choosing to do some of the Goron City stuff. We'll have to see if that pays off for him. Looks like the Goron pot is nothing this time around. Might as well pick up the heart container. Might as well.
Yeah, early health never hurts. I usually like to get up to 5 or 6 pretty quick, so.
Yeah. Same here. And yeah, just gonna go and immediately go to Lost Woods. Not choosing to do an early bottom of the well, and bottom of the well so far has fire arrows and big iron sword, which are good items, but not necessary.
Yeah. The fire arrows
So who knows,
might be
maybe-
really nice. Having a fire
Yeah.
source when your Dins is hinted on
Mhm.
Vigoron
Unclaimed
is
check.
kind of nice. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and they did get early magic as well, so if they find an early bow as well, they will be able to use that basically immediately.
Yep. And again, Vigoron Sword too, not a required item, but also an item that the earlier you find it, the nicer it is for your execution and everything. So,
Okay, and there's Lens of Truth.
I don't think you could pick 3 funnier items to put in a single location at the bottom of the well.
Yeah,
here's
that's,
fire arrows, BGS, and a lens.
Is it that just that Lens is in? I forget which one it is exactly. It's been so long since I played.
The vanilla lens location is the Dead Hand fight.
Oh, okay, so it's French vanilla then. Got it.
French vanilla. Yeah, we did get a hint also for 2 major items in Lake, so it'll be interesting to see if our runners want to try to extend a Child 1 down to Lake. There's not much we can do down there right now, but you can kind of set stuff up if you were to buy a bean or, like Child Fishing, check the Rudo's Ladder spot, so.
Yeah, get Pierre going. Just a couple things like that. Okay, and we're gonna see if this song here, that's pretty little light, that's definitely not bad.
Yeah.
That gives you immediate warp, saving daylight, so you can go in, and that's Goron Tunic. So a lot of major items, but not necessarily required items.
Yeah.
Unless the lens happens to, have, I don't know, hook shot in the lens game.
Yeah, the Goron Tunic, the BGS are both kind of nice quality of life. So we do have fire required, so like having a Goron Tunic just for safety and fire isn't the worst thing in the world.
Mm-hmm.
The lens only locks logically 1 check and potentially crossing, but...
And it looks like we got a domain was foolish.
Yeah, not a lot of checks,
So
but that's always a nice area. Yeah.
Yeah, that is definitely a one that you want to get because there's a lot of things, a lot of time wasting hints. You do the diving game, the lighting the torches, as well as unfreezing King Zora. All of that can definitely cost you a lot of time if you don't know that it's foolish. So definitely a nice hint.
Yeah, Nopons not getting anything like hard required or super nice, but we got a grab bag of random goodies that you never know. The fire arrows might actually be the nicest thing out of there just for the fire access, but one of our 2 fire sources.
So it is interesting though because we haven't really seen either side get something super massive that the other would like 100% need. It's not like one found, the bow and the other hasn't found anything. Yeah. I mean, like the BGS and the Goron Tunic and the fire arrows are nice, but neither side has necessarily been punished for a deviation so far, and that was Burning Kaka Sun Song, so that's actually a really nice hint too. Now you don't have to go forth and do all that. Do all those shenanigans. Yeah, you can full clear Child Market, because they do have the prelude. So they can warp there whenever they want.
Yeah, especially with our, if I'm not mistaken, I think Nopon's time of day is like right at dusk. So I think if he goes through and gets his prelude from SFM, I think he won't have to wait that much time in market to get a time of day change too. So he might actually have
Mhm.
just a really efficient like one go of the market area as a child with everything that he's pulled now.
Yeah, he'd basically have to like stand outside in Hyrule Castle for like 5 seconds or something.
Yeah. And in all honesty, we have bombs in ZL too, so he might just decide to go do Hyrule Castle Ferry while he's there, and but
Yeah,
oh, true. The
and
biggest actually question is money. The
oh, Mido's house. Curious, so
okay,
that's a really nice find. And a fish,
and the bottle.
a bottle.
Yeah,
Oh, nice. Okay.
K-Sword being in Kokiri Forest is really nice because we can just turn that in and open up Deku Tree right now too. So those are the two
Mhm.
biggest entrances that you want to like open as child already opened in this seed too, which is really nice. So opening Deku and bottom of the well in your child one just feels really nice because it gives you a lot more areas available for your adult one. Uh, and I think in this seed we have Dodongo's Cavern is in Deku, which is required, and then we have Ice in bottom of the well. So those are both like pretty reasonable spots that you want to try and get done pretty early.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if they go and just like also check some of the hints around Deku Tree as well. Early information is never a bad thing. So I am curious to see exactly where Tanjo's going to go, whether he's going to warp immediately to Market after he opens up Deku, or if he's going to choose to go somewhere else. But yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense to
Yeah.
just go straight to Market.
Yeah. So he won't get his miscellaneous goodie bag out of bottom of the well, it looks like, but it's also not in a horrible place to come back to. Like your child spawn is
Right.
basically beside it. Um,
You can go back there whenever you want, basically.
yeah.
And it's not anything like super necessary that
No.
like opens up a bunch of checks. So it's definitely not the end of the world.
I will say actually, I noticed it when it happened, but I didn't call it out. But Nopons actually found Hyrule a Hylian shield in the Goron City maze too, so he got a free adult shield. Saves a little bit of
Mhm.
money.
Yeah, it's definitely nice. Okay. Oh, was that Ocarina of Time was Bolero?
I believe
I don't.
so. Yeah.
And Skullmaster's dead. Yeah, I saw that
Yeah.
one.
I think one of the other ones was also the Shadow Pot was dead. It was an item, which is
Yeah,
actually kind of nice
just
because skipping that room in Shadow is just a nice little time save there.
yeah, just a huge rupee. So nothing you got to worry about there. And yeah, just going straight to adults. Gonna go straight to CAC.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna get the hint for the light arrows.
Well, we
Or
started with
they already
them,
have
so
light arrows.
yeah.
Yeah, we already have light arrows today. No need to check the hint today.
I mean, it would be funny if we get one of our runners who just kind of like doesn't think
Autopilot
about
to
it
do that.
and just like, oh, the light arrows are in your pocket, or whatever the hint actually says if you start with them. I don't actually know. I've never seen it before, so.
Yeah, like what if the hint's just like light arrows are in Goron City because that's where you spawn. Is that strength? Oh, strength.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a pretty big one. Gonna do the adult Cuckoo lady here, and then
Oh, okay.
prescription. Okay. Might see a trade sequence that could be one of the two major items in like Hylia.
Uh, the trade sequence is not randomized, so that doesn't count for the major counts, I believe.
Oh, is it only to get
Yeah, it's only
the
things that are random.
teardrops, the eye drops?
Yeah, because that's
Got
not
it.
actually a randomized item. It doesn't count as one of the majors, but that is a little quirk of the major item hints. So
Oh, did you see that hint?
I missed it. Yeah.
The second reward for horseback archery is mirror shields.
Yeah.
Luckily, you don't need mirror shields with this one, so
Yeah. Hopefully we don't need it.
well,
So.
unless like the reward for defeating Twinrova
Yeah. One of
happens to be
the
important
free
items.
airlock checks in Spirit, but
That would be pretty evil, but you can hope. Oh, there's
okay.
Bo.
Ceda's given us a lot of items really early.
I mean, honestly, I'm not gonna complain.
No, but I know as a runner, when you start to feel like this might be a jet seed, like you start to get nervous because then you're questioning like every check I do in the overworld is kind of bad. Like you just want to be living in dungeons if you feel like something's a jet, but
Mhm.
it just gets you stressed about like over clearing potential and from Tanjo's perspective, he already has DC he could clear. Like, if Forest doesn't require a hook shot, you could potentially clear Forest. Although we can't actually. Forest is out in Spirit, so we can't even get there. But yeah, it's just this item layout already is starting to look like it might be a quick one, but
And I
I'm
believe that
definitely
was
not charged.
Serenade.
It was, yes.
All right, so we are seeing some quick clears from Tanjo here. We're probably gonna see the Dampe race next, unless we do the. I thought he found Sun Song, but I might have been completely imagining that. So yeah,
No,
we're gonna see the.
Suns was on Burning Cack, so we saw it mentioned, I think, but not.
Oh, yes.
So.
What do you think Tanjo here's gonna get for the Dampe race? I'm gonna say a 50.
I was actually also going to guess 50s, so just to change it up, I'll say 49. Alright, he got hit by fire, it's
Oh,
a
well,
51. 51.
yeah, and they were also rolling backwards, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. There
So
are
that's a double
times,
whammy right there.
yeah, there are times
Oh,
Dampe
tried
will not
two
throw a
hits.
single fire, and then there's others that he throws like 20, and it's a nightmare.
Yeah,
And Tanjo is just getting lit up right now. This Dampe is not laying off.
yeah. Sometimes Dampe wants to be nice, and then other times it's the Dampe that I get in my seeds, which is
Yeah.
always very mean. Yeah, okay. And now Nopons also has gotten the Kokiri sword and is just going to open up. Might have probably. I don't
Yep.
know if they checked the vanilla Kokiri sword chest.
I don't think they have yet, but I'm assuming they're going to prelude out of there, which is actually pretty efficient movement-wise. Because I think
Mhm.
he's cleared everything in Lost Woods that he can as well, so I think this is his last check in this little area. And we might see him go
Yep,
over to market, so.
that definitely makes sense.
A neat
And there
little,
was nothing.
yeah. A neat little optimization there is Tanjo playing the Song of Time to get and exit Dampe through the windmill. Just saves you some movement having to exit Graveyard normally. And we are getting an Ice Cavern dip with his bottle.
Yeah, I mean, it is, in logic here to do this. So,
Yeah. It's also
uh,
we've gotten a lot of like early song checks and knowledge, and a lot of the
mhm.
songs that you would like hate to see here, like A Song of Time, Serenade, even Bolero and Suns are both hinted. So doing this early feels really reasonable because pretty much any song that you get is going to be nice in some way.
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely the big thing that's probably going to be gone for here is trying to get the song here, and if you just find an item in the meantime, it's just a nice bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah, the frozen fish. Yeah, Nocturne here would be a little unfortunate, I guess, but it still would be maybe not the worst thing if you just want quick access to CAC at any time as adult.
Yeah, Nocturne, even as like a warp song, is pretty nice. In all
All right,
honesty,
and
too.
actually, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, there's a world spirit you don't want to necessarily see in a seed, but like there are also logical requirements to potentially have to like go through spirit to get access to Desert Colossus at times. So
Mm-hmm.
some
And
potential
I don't know, did Tanjo do the nighttime child checks in market?
I don't think he did any in market. I think he preluded and just went adult after he
I think so as well.
Nopons.
So, oh, that's just unlucky. The Richard
Yeah,
is being mean.
Richard not wanting to follow him. And now he's there. That's really weird. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, that's just like a weird little bug thing. I don't know. Never seen that before.
Yeah.
He does have lens though as well, so he could do the lens game here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, we got
choose. So he could do all the nighttime market if he wanted.
Yeah, we are a little bit light on money right now. Palm Tree Bowling is 60 and the lens game is 70, but yeah, there's the 20 there to give him the money that he needs for everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Stale and Richard, that's a nice one to get. And just a heart piece, so you don't really particularly care about that.
No.
And a blue rupee, yeah. Then you're free to leave. At least you just know for sure that there's nothing there. You don't have to come back and do it later.
Yeah. Nocon's actually choosing to skip the lens game.
Not sure if he can get enough money. I mean, he might have to do quite a bit of farming. Probably, maybe just not worth the time.
Yeah. It's also a pretty consistent sometimes hint, I feel like. I think the pool of sometimes hints has gotten reduced recently. So the likelihood of you getting like any one sometimes hint is actually pretty high now. So maybe just hoping that chess game is either nothing and skipping it isn't an issue, or maybe he hopes he gets a hint at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
the scale off Richard is the one.
Yeah, go ahead.
The scale of Richard is actually potentially really nice for movement as both child and adult, like being able to dive through Lost Woods, but also the two majors in Lake Hylia. That scale might lock one of the major items in the Rudo's letter spot. So.
Mm-hmm. Something interesting that I've noticed so far is that, well, I guess we don't have really a hook shot to tell for sure, but I haven't seen either of them really go for any of the Stoltos yet. So it might just be that neither of them focus on either the 10 or the 20 rewards, which has been a strategy that I've seen some do, and it hasn't really come back to bite them yet.
Yeah, in seeds where nothing's hinted on the high skulls, it's more reasonable to skip early skulls, I think, but...
There's Rudo's letter. And Serious Song.
Yeah. That, I
That's
believe,
probably the worst one that you could have gotten.
That is true. After I spent so much time saying, like, there's not a bad song that you can get here. Sorry, it's probably the worst one. But on a positive note...
It opens up, like, 2 checks,
yeah,
I think.
We do actually need that Rudo's. It's a vanilla medallion Jabu today, so ice is still required. It doesn't feel that bad. You pull the required item out, so...
Yeah. Definitely do want the Rudo's letter here. The Serious Song opened up 2 checks. Who knows? Maybe one of those 2 checks happens to be something good. I guess we'll find out. Maybe. Oh, there's another bow up there. That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't even remember where we found the first bow. I know Tanjo did not get that bow, but it was probably just
I think it was in adult Kakariko Grave.
Okay.
It's in the graveyard. I
Oh
think it
yeah,
was in the first little grave that's like immediately in front of you as soon as you enter. You know what I'm talking
gotcha.
about?
Yeah,
With the
this
green
is gonna
grass
feel
in front of
bad.
it.
This is gonna feel a little bit bad for Nopons because you're gonna spend a little bit trying to get this bow and then just walk into another one as he clears graveyard. But
Yeah, because this is like a really hard jump to get.
yeah, it's a really stupid
It's very.
jump. It's very
Oh, there you go. He
finicky.
got it.
There we go.
Okay. Yeah, I have noticed that Nopons has gone and done early Zora's River, at least as well as in his last race as well. It seems to be a strat that he likes to go for.
Yeah, River is one of the big dividers of the community. The people who like doing early River really like doing early River, and people who are less prone to doing it.
Hmm.
But
I mean, it sort of just depends, mostly on the seed for me. Sometimes, like I think like an early river feels just like a smart thing to do, and other times it's just like I have so many other things that I could be doing.
yeah,
You
so
are river neutral.
that was an interesting dual hint. So that was the riding the bean Lake Hylia dual hint, and neither of those were a major item. So we have two items hinted in Lake, but neither of them are the riding the bean checks, which actually makes Child Lake a lot stronger. Because I think now we're down to Child Fishing, Rita's Letter, Lab Dive, and Shoot the Sun, which are 4 checks, and 2 of them are majors. So,
What about adult fishing and the item at the top where you hook onto the scarecrow?
well, so that was the we just got a dual hint that both of those were dead. There was
Oh,
a
both of
hint that
those
no
are dead.
funds
Got it.
read. Yeah, so that dual hint makes Child Lake a lot stronger potentially.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense.
So, oh,
And just trying to check to see if this chest is anything.
Ice to Goma. That's less interesting. The ice cavern entrance is actually Deku Tree, so the Ruto's letter solves that, probably.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
But that is a really nice hint for Nopons, who has not made his way to ice yet, knowing he has to do it for something is a good little information bump, whereas Tanjo kind of just did Ice Blind without the hint, so...
Yeah, and we're also gonna probably check to see what's um, on top of the mountain in Death Mountain Crater there, as well as potentially check underneath the little climbable wall, see if there's anything good there as well. And we did get a hint about Zora's Domain. So yeah, I don't believe that Nopons is gonna find anything here.
No, but he's actually on his way to do Deku as well, which is a pretty nice required dungeon dip. Like, you can clear it with the bow that he pulled in River, so this River plays paid out pretty nicely for him with some information and some progression.
Oh yeah, no, I absolutely don't hate the dungeon play here. The dungeon play makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate trying to climb up on these the spinning platforms. It never wants to let you
Yeah. They're
yeah,
they're
was
really
that it did look like there was something maybe silver at the bottom. I couldn't see it very well.
I thought it looked like a heart piece, so it had the kind of long, thin shape of a heart piece, but tough to see sometimes.
I am terrible at knowing exactly what I see at the bottom of the lake there, or at the bottom of the fountain.
Yeah. I think every runner has had a seed where they've like mispeaked that, and it's been an actual item that they've like written off. Like, it is probably the worst peak in the game for trying to
Yeah.
see what an item is.
It's just so hard to tell exactly what it is the issue. Oh, that's a big chest. That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and completely diverging paths here. Tanjo now completing DC. Nopons is going to go through and complete. Oh, that's Mega and Hammer, so that's definitely not Hammer at the bottom.
And a separate
And a strength upgrade. So, I mean, once Nopons goes back to CAC, they're going to get Silver Gauntlets, I would assume so.
Yeah, I don't think
And
he's
checks,
gonna miss those. So.
yeah. So, I mean, that's definitely a very nice find. You always want to get Hammer, especially because I believe Fire is required this seed, if I remember correctly.
It is, yes.
Yes. Right, and yeah, I mean, it looks like Deku Tree is kind of loaded this time around. Slingshot.
Yeah, our Deku Tree giving us some really big items early, which is nice. So
Yeah, I would assume that it is probably Hookshot that's going to be in Lake. Possibly even on Child Fishing or the Dive Game or Rudo's Letter, one of those three.
Yep.
Ice arrows, or blue fire arrows, I suppose.
Yeah, that is actually pretty nice. I think blue fire arrows actually makes ice faster than the bottle does. So even though Nopon's already had the bottle, blue fire arrows might be just a quicker way to get that done. It gives you a little bit more efficiency with your like movement and your the order that you can complete some parts of ice. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Nopons is in a really good spot now. I think he's found all three different types of arrows. Obviously, has the bow, has strength, has hammer, has magic. I mean, at this point, it's just about finding the hook shot and the long shot, or iron boots,
Yeah, we
before
have.
basically being in go mode.
Yeah, we have not a lot left that we actually need. So I know we do need a boomerang, but there's a path out of Valley for boomerang.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think we just need a hook shot to beat a hook shot and hovers, maybe. Everything else we
You
already
do
kind of
need
know.
either long shot or hook shot and iron boots, I believe, because there's water hop, which is now allowed. But otherwise, you would need long shot to get across. Oh wait, water is not necessary. My bad.
Yeah.
I completely
No, that's
misremembered that.
no, it's all good. It's
I'm so used to water being necessary that I'm just like, oh yeah, well, obviously you're gonna need at least one of those two items.
yeah. We do need to get over to Spirit entrance for Forest, so we might need Requiem or we might need to cross Manila, but yeah, with
Luckily, I
our
believe a lot of the songs are pretty easy to get. The more difficult ones are already sort of hinted at, and we know they're
yeah,
not important. So,
yeah. Yeah, but between the hints we have left and our items that we already have, there's not a lot looking like it's gonna trip us up that much this seed as of right now.
yeah, I mean, it might be like a 1 hour, hour 30 seed.
Yeah. I don't
Not
think
the commentary jinx.
Yeah. I'm trying to jinx it, man. We want to be here for a little bit longer, more Ocarina of Time, but
Yeah, 4 hour seed. Let's go. No,
I
no.
I will
Uh,
say I think Tanjo is the only one who knows about the Valley Path. I don't think Nopons has seen that yet.
I don't believe so.
Um, so
But
that could be
yeah, no puns. No puns about to get. I believe this is. I believe this one. Either this one's the strength or the bow. This is. I think this is the bow. If I remember correctly.
uh, yep, okay.
Nope. That one's the strength. Okay. I knew it was one of the two. I can't remember which one it was. So yeah, Silver Gauntlets is really nice.
Yeah.
Opens up a lot. And Hammer as well. So basically, almost everything's open and available to them, minus all the hook shotable stuff. All right, and so I think looks like Tanjo is going to be heading towards Sacred Meadow.
Yep.
Yeah, has Seiya's song, so it can just get past Mido here. Probably going to get the song, which
Yep.
I think this one might be Requiem, if I'm guessing.
That would be...
I think we know where the other ones are.
Yeah, I think there's... Yeah. But,
Song of Time. Okay. That was the only other one that I didn't know where it was. Song of Time. And Song of Time's on the Song of Storms check, so.
Yeah. Yeah, this could be Requiem. It could be Epona's to get over there too, because I think we have one song locked behind the Forest Medallion that we don't have either. I don't know if you
Yeah,
knew
it
that,
could
but
be Epona's. It
you were
was
right though. It was just Requiem, which is probably nicer
okay.
because that.
Yeah. That definitely makes it a lot more forgiving, at least the seed.
Yep. Yeah, and Tanjo
And we
had
already know
also
that
done,
right hand's dead.
Yeah, Tanjo had already done DC, but it didn't really look like DC had anything in it, but needed the required medallion anyway. So.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just more about speeding through it, and I'm assuming that's also like once Nopons finds like the final couple items necessary, then if he goes back and does DC, probably get through it a lot faster without having to do the checks, and can just start speed running through all these dungeons. And yeah, Nopons gonna go do Ice Cavern, which definitely gonna need that Rudo's letter.
He should actually be able to know that it is exactly Rudo's letter in here too, because of the hint. Since it's hinted to Goma, the only other thing that he would have needed to get to Goma was is actually Rudo's letter, so he should know exactly what's in here.
Yeah, it might be. Well, you do have to get Boomerang, but then we know Boomerang's very likely Gerudo Valley.
Yep.
So it's basically just get Boomerang and then Hookshot, and then it's probably good to go. Maybe hovers, but I don't know if hovers are necessary.
We do need hovers. We need hovers for Shadow. And that might be the only item that we don't have hinted. Because if we're under the assumption that Boomerang is in Valley and the Lake Path is for Hook.
Well, we do have two hints for where we have two items that we know are in Gerudo Valley. It could be that it's either hammerlocked or it's behind the waterfall or it's the chicken. Like whichever one's not the Boomerang, it could also be the other one's hovers.
It could be. I think our two item was for
or
Lake.
is it
Lake? Actually,
is it two for Lake?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean that also makes it probably easier because then if it's like child fishing and the Rudo's letter dive, then you can just get both of them immediately.
Yeah.
Okay, and Frogs is dead, so that's a good one to get.
Yes, it is. And it looks like
a nice little shield there.
This is probably Tanjo going to do Child Valley.
Yep.
Very reasonable play.
Yeah, have to imagine it's probably Boomerang there. Just makes sense. But yeah, you might as well check some of these grottos on the way, because you haven't found everything yet. That's a stick upgrade.
Yeah. Yeah, in Tanjo's eyes, just because there was so much in Deku, he just hasn't gone to Deku yet, so he still thinks he needs to look for a hammer and then maybe
Yeah.
another strength or something else too. So more reasonable for him to
Hmm.
do a bunch of stuff on the way. Um, both of these guys are missing a little bit of information that we have, obviously, from like watching both of them, but
I believe Nopons is probably privy to just more information, just based on the fact that he's found at least most of the same hints that Tanjiro has, but also has a lot of the same items,
yes.
or has more items. So definitely, just reading the logic, probably knows. Um, there's not exactly a lot of locations left that he has to do.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I do think the one big hint that Nopons hasn't seen is the Valley one. Because I think
Yeah,
specifically
I
that
was about to say
was
that.
behind the mud walls in Goron City. And I think that's the only copy of
Yeah,
it that we've seen so far.
yeah. I
Or
guess it could be Phantom Gun Path instead of Bongo, but I don't know. So yeah, it could just be behind the waterfall here, or it could be the hammerlocked check, which would be a little bit more beneficial to Nopons if he happens to get the hint about Gruta Valley.
oh, that's not good. That was the second copy of the hint in Valley.
Oh wow, yeah,
Oof.
that's not good. So yeah, I mean, it might be very possible that Nopons does go to Goron City here though as adult,
Yeah.
and then happens to also see it. So wouldn't be
Yeah,
shocked if that happened.
that is one of the hint locations, the one behind all the mud walls, that is less likely for people to see, but he has hammer and it's not that long of a check to do for a little bit of information, so hopefully we'll
Hmm.
see it and then ooh. Tanjo just reading a DC has 0 major items after he full cleared Dodonga is
Yeah,
a little bit of unfortunate information there.
and we're gonna see. All right, looks like Nopons is having a little bit more favorable Dampe luck.
Yeah.
Oh, almost got hit there.
And the Rudo's letter spot in Lake was also dead, which is actually really big for Tanjo because he missed the scale on Richard. So if that was our
Mhm.
hook shot, like he would have had to go back to Richard and then come all the way back here to get the hook shot, which would have just been an inefficiency thing, but a little bit of a bailout from that not being one of our 2 majors in Lake. So
So it could be that if Fishing Pond doesn't have anything, it would then be the diving game, which then you would
yeah,
need either hookshot and iron boots or gold scale.
yeah,
So, for Tanjo's sake, probably wants a little bit of good luck here.
and we get
And it is a big Poe, which I guess, I mean,
it's
that's a
not
little
off.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it it could be shoot the sun as well, I guess.
Yeah, if the second major is on Shoot the Sun, it's very unlikely to be anything really important, being behind Longshot, but
Yeah. So it's probably the diving game.
it could be hovers. It could be hovers back there, or it could be a random other major item, but the important item checks are always kind of a crapshoot because there's so much potential bait with like even like Nehru's double defense count as major items. So the
Yeah.
item count hints are they're nice in that like once you hit your item count, you don't have to do anything else in the region. But yeah, sometimes they bait you into thinking an area is going to be a lot better for you than it is.
Yeah, I've also seen bottles being counted as major items.
Yeah.
So it's definitely good knowledge. Not always something you want to trust in 100% though, which is part of the fun of rating these seeds.
Yes.
All right, so I wonder if Nopons is going to go to Goron City. It looks like he is. So we might see him get the hint here, which would be actually really good. Potentially. Though he might go out. He doesn't know that the child checks are dead, so he might go do the child checks first and then realize there's nothing on the child checks. And then have to come back as adult again.
Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty big moment. If Nopons can get this Valley hint, I think he's in a very good spot. If he doesn't, it might be tough for him, just knowing that second hint is actually in Valley.
Mhm.
Nothing in this seed is really pointing you to go there unless you read that exact hint on the Medi-Go-Round hint stone.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see here. He is actually collecting some of these skulls, so who knows? Maybe the 10 or 20 skulls does have something this seed. I haven't seen it yet, but always a possibility.
Yeah, I don't think Tanjo has picked up a single skull yet, so I think if 10 or 20 has something, it's a little bit scarier for Tanjo, but
Yeah, so when I interviewed Tanjo after the last seed, he said that he has a strategy where he just never worries about the 10 or 20 skulls, and it has not burned him yet. So it's a tried and true strategy for him, and he is going to go for this hint back here.
yeah,
So he's going to see it.
This is one of those moments in a race where like the runner may not think it's a huge moment, but it was actually a huge moment for him to get that information. So
Yep.
and we know and Tanjo knows that the item there is actually behind the hammer on the adult side of Valley because Child Valley didn't have anything, but luckily he already has the hammer, so he can actually go get that now if he wanted. But
So I was wondering if Tanjo ever got the hint about frogs. Because I thought we did get a hint that frogs was dead.
I know we saw a frogs 2 hint. I don't know if we saw the frogs in the rain one. But
Okay, so frogs 2 is dead.
yes.
Yeah, and just doing some of these hammer locked checks. So far, nothing, but Nopon's gonna have to go through and do this anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, Adult Lake is dead. Wait.
Yeah, the 2 bean checks at least are dead. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So it'll still be the diving game and
Yeah.
the or shooting the sun potentially if it's really evil. If it's like hovers or something. Okay.
The logic of that lake hint though is getting kind of nasty because if in theory the lab dive is your first hook shot, you actually need to find both scales, or you need to get like
Mm-hmm.
your out of logic long shot first to get hook shot. Because the Iron
Yeah,
Beach
and
stroke is really only.
who knows where the gold scale is? It could be anywhere.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I guess it is possible that Tanjo just wanted the money. And yeah, just checking some of the great fairies here. Nothing wrong with shooting the information and the items.
Yeah.
All right, and then I'm going to assume that very likely gonna go to Gerudo Valley here soon. Maybe he'll prioritize clearing some of the other dungeons first.
Yeah,
Okay.
he does need to get to Adult SFM and probably also do DC on Nopons side here. So I think he'll, if I remember correctly, the Adult SFM song was Requiem also, so we might see him.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's gonna go straight for SFM here. I mean, it looks like he's probably gonna go for the warp. Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe he's gonna go straight to Deku.
Yeah, I
Which
don't
Deku
necessarily.
entrance is DC. Yeah, so.
Yeah, I don't think the ordering matters either if you're doing DC and SFM. Like, there's probably one that's correct with like a little bit more of efficiency and movement, but either way, like, you're doing both this and going to adult SFM, so.
Obviously, we have the benefit of hindsight here, and know that if you were to complete this a little bit later, it might actually be better because there's nothing in DC, and the more items that he has,
Yeah.
the more likely he is to probably know that. He doesn't have to check everything here.
Yeah, DC is also just so dense though that like coming here early is very reasonable too.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we
So,
from commentary know that there's also a hint that says that DC has no major items, but neither runner was able to see that until they went through DC. So
uh, so we can guess that it's probably Boomerang in Gerudo Valley, but we don't know for sure. It could always be like Neryu's or Furor's or something like that, but we haven't hint. No. We know because we know that Gerudo Valley is path to Baronade, so we do know that Boomerang is actually in Gerudo Valley. And a Spirit Temple to Baronade.
Spirit Temple to Baronade Path.
Wait, does that mean?
What the? What is that? Wait, that's unhinged.
Yeah, wait, hold on.
Okay.
Wait a second. Wait, I have to like think. How does that make sense?
Okay. If Nocturne's behind fire.
Wait,
Right?
so it might be that you have to get Mirror Shield to beat Twin Rova because Twin Rova has.
Oh, God.
So wait, where was Mirror Shield hinted at? Does anybody remember?
Mirror's on HBA 1500. Yeah,
Okay.
I think we're just. That's wild. We should be able to figure this out. How many Uter players does it take to. Okay.
Yeah, that's just kind of wild.
It could be
Like,
gold scale in Valley for like
oh,
your first hook shot on Lab Dive or something like that. And then Spirit Temple
yeah,
actually has your
like it could be something that's past the Baronade through like a very long chain,
yeah.
potentially. Like it has Gold Scale, which gets you hook
Yeah.
shot, which lets you complete another dungeon, which has an item that has Boomerang.
It might
Which
just
is
be a
pretty
chain of
evil.
items at this point. So like, yeah, it could be like gold scale for hookshot and lat dive, and then hookshot gives you boomerang in spirit or something. What's really interesting now is if we have to get into spirit, Nopons has fire arrows to do fire arrow entry and skip the adult trade check, which takes a while. Like that trade check sucks from prescription.
Yeah.
And if we could just kind of skip the Din's requirement and just get in the spirit with fire arrow entry, like, oh, Tanjo is gonna get him now too because he's in the well. So
Yeah.
never mind. I'm gonna shut up. Okay. Tanjo just put me in my place, told me to silence.
Commentary curse happens every time.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's gonna find the BGS here. He's gonna find fire arrows and then lens, which I
Yeah.
believe were the 3 items. So yeah, it could also be hovers, maybe in Gerudo Valley.
Yeah. Well, the interesting thing is we're also doubling up on hints now, right? Because we got 2 Baronade hints, which actually means that like fire and shadow both can't be hinted, which means something is theoretically behind one of those items or something. I don't know. I guess, yeah. Dins can't be hinted because it's on an
Yeah, we know
always.
we know where Dens is.
Yeah. Hovers must lock something that we need then. So hovers probably locks boomerang or
Gold scale.
something.
Either gold
Yeah,
scale or
scale.
boomerang.
This is unhinged. There's some actually really interesting logic in here.
Yeah, it is also potentially that
Okay. I think King's got it. The hovers locks Nocturne, because Nocturne was hinted in DMC, and we don't have a way to get over
yeah,
there.
yeah,
So yeah,
that would make sense.
Okay.
Yeah, and Nopons just completed DC, which needed to do anyway, so
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
both gonna go immediately after this.
Both of our runners are kind of tracing each other's steps. The scale that Nopons has is on Richard. Tanjo just didn't do any of Market before he went adult. He got Prelude and basically just immediately bounced to adult. So.
Also, it is the 1 hour mark.
Yes, we should do our shoutouts.
Yeah, so shout out to Tumultac, who is our restreamer of the day. Shout out to our sorry, I'm blanking on words right now really hard.
Racers,
our
runners?
trackers, Draco, and I believe also Tumultac is doubling up as our restreamer and our tracker as well for today.
Yes.
And obviously, thank you to my co-commentator here, Pyra.
Yeah. Thank you as well. And then also our fantastic runners, Nopons and tanjo3 for putting on a great race and allowing us to retreat them today. So. And then, of course, thanks to you, all of our watchers, who, without anyone watching this, there would be no point in doing this. We would just be talking into the void. So thank you for joining us today.
Absolutely.
I tend to just talk into the void, but that's more on my personal time anyway. I also have a black cat who is my void, so I talk to him a lot.
You know what? I am petting my cat right now, right as soon as you said that.
Let's
so...
go.
Tech team is the best team. Thank you, Vixie.
Yeah,
and it looks like there's nothing going to be found by either of them here at this point. Yep. Because we know child fishing's nothing. Well, the big Poe, I guess, could be something.
It could be something, but logically, we actually have everything that we need to do big Poes naturally without the big Poe bottle, so that's not a path item, at least.
Yeah.
We do have... At least, Nopons doesn't know it yet, but he does have Epona's access between Requiem and getting out to Colossus, so...
Mm-hmm. And I'm curious when we're going to see the first Requiem warp here. Nopons actually doesn't have it yet, which is interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, Nopons skipped doing adult SFM, which I think is interesting after doing DC. He didn't go all the way back up to do the adult SFM minuet check, which... So he doesn't have Requiem yet. Tanjo did warp over, so he has his Eponas, but has not put it to use yet.
So it's interesting because Nopons has Silver Gauntlets, but doesn't have Requiem yet. But Tanjo does have Requiem, but doesn't have Silver Gauntlets yet. So I don't know if either of them, like, Nopons probably would go do Spirit immediately, or at least look through Spirit, just to see if there's any items there.
Well,
if he had the song.
We have the dungeon ER. So Spirit entrance is actually Forest Temple. But Spirit is in the Shadow entrance. So neither of our runners can even get into Spirit yet.
But yeah, that makes sense.
Because we don't have Nocturne. And yeah.
Yeah, if the lab theory dive is correct, Nopons might have a big advantage here.
Yeah. Yeah, this is gonna be... So Tanjo's gonna be going up to do Deku now. And this will give him his hammer. So Tanjo should actually be able to be the first person to give us some clarity on what is out in the Valley Hammer Rocks.
And I believe Nopon's probably going to be heading to CAC as Child, just going to do some of the slingshot games. Yeah, and we knew that one. About double defense.
Yeah.
And Haseya Song can do the Skull Kid, but I think we got a hint that either Skull Kid was dead or it was Skull Mask. I can't remember which one it was.
Skull Mask.
Skull Mask. So still check Skull Kid.
Yeah, this actually looks like he's going out to Valley, which makes sense. This is his first time out to the Child Valley. Just to check. Usually when you see a Valley path, it is just on one of the Child sides, and then the Child available checks, and then when you don't find anything there, you gently weep because it's hammer locked out in the Adult, so...
Yeah, and he does already have Hammer, but Tanjo very likely to get Hammer here in just a minute himself, so basically a neck and neck race. It just depends on whether or not where did we find the silver scale?
It was on Richard and Market.
Ooh, yeah, so that's gonna be a tough one if it does come down to the diving game.
Yeah, especially if we think the lab dive might have our first hook. Missing out on one of the scales sucks because that's the only way that you can get it without the Iron Boots hookshot trick. So, but yeah, for some, Tanjo has been very anti-doing market stuff, which is kind of weird because a lot of those items to clear Child Market were very, very early. Like Nopon's basically full cleared Child Market his Child 1 with everything that we got.
Yeah. Only thing he didn't do is yeah, you saw that.
The angry shit flips about the duplicate hint there.
Yeah, the only thing that Nopons didn't do was the Lens Game. That's just he didn't have enough money. He was like 50 or 60 rupees off or something. He had spent all his money on the Bumpy Bowling. Bumpy Bowling had nothing. So it's potentially the Lens Game has something, but
yeah, it's just been interesting that Tanjo's totally missed like all of Market, just like multiple times decided not to do those checks. So
yeah, and the hint. Yeah, now he's mad at that. Don't blow that gossip stone up.
Nopon's getting consecutively mad at Instones.
Yeah, and I believe Tanjo did find the hammer there. So
yeah,
besides the scale, they're basically even.
Yes. Yeah, I think everyone has equivalent items outside of the one scale now.
Besides
songs. Yeah, the song difference,
but that's an easy one to get. That's where you have to go to Secret Forest Meadow at some point as adult anyway. So
yeah, he might have been like hoping that he was gonna find a Minuet or something and save the time, but I think Minuet was... I don't think Minuet was hinted.
I think he probably can guess based on the logic that it's not a bonus song on the minuet check because, well, I suppose not.
Yeah.
Because it's probably just, well, earlier in the seed, I would have assumed that it's potentially impossible to get.
Yeah.
But at this point, it would have been possible. So
Yeah, there's probably
just
some really weird. There's some weird
yeah.
logic to it, like where our hookshot and hovers both are. That like Requiem's probably your only way to get over to.
Well, if he did get a
Awesome.
Pona song, he could cross the bridge and do it the whole vanilla way. I
Yeah,
guess.
you would still need a hovers or long shot to cross the
Yeah, that
wasteland.
is true. That is true.
So. But we have like 10 really smart reader runners debating stuff in chat, and we can't even figure out what the hell's going on exactly, so it doesn't shock me that the runners with a seed that could be this logically complicated are also having some
I mean, the weird
difficulty.
thing is it did look pretty straightforward at first, but then the two hits that messing up is the Gerudo Valley is Path to Baronade, and then also Spirit is Path to Baronade. Those
Yeah,
two back to back.
that threw a wild wrench in the logic of the seed, so basically for anyone who like doesn't understand, there are two kind of things in play right now, which is path priority hints, and also the seed tries to hint all different dungeon like rewards basically if it can. So because we have two Baronade paths, we know that one of the other like dungeons hints is getting eaten by the path priority for the bridge location, which is like a very technical way to explain why there's some logic going on. But basically, we're under the assumption that hovers can't be hinted for shadow because it's on the path to Baronade somehow, and we're just trying to figure out how that is.
But yeah, the most likely is that there's the gold scale, and the gold scale probably gives hovers, or hovers is in Gerudo Valley, one of the two.
Yes.
Is
Yeah.
probably just the most likely explanation, which is still kind of evil if you think about it, but
Yeah. Yeah, it becomes potentially pretty nasty where like one of the two hinted items is almost definitely hovers, and then hovers probably locks something that's required to get to your boomerang. So
but I do think it is somewhat interesting that we do have such early entrance into Baronade from both runners without boomerang.
yeah, it's progression. You have furores, so um, having to go through just do this. So as soon as you get boomerang, you can just furores back to Jabu. It makes sense.
Yeah,
We are
and we
seeing
are
Tanjo
seeing
start the this very long, very obnoxious trade quest. So
I believe it just immediately expires if you do the warp songs in the
yes,
vanilla game. So you do actually have to walk there. So it is definitely somewhat annoying. But
there's one warp that you can actually do because of the way that the game has programmed timers. You can theoretically warp to Bolero without wiping out the item, but it's kind of finicky and you have to actually be able to cross the bridge anyway to do it, which we can't do right now, so this is going to be a multiple minute long trade sequence that Tanjo does. I'm actually yeah, I guess we don't have Nocturne, which is another issue here, but I do think this is a seed where the Fire Arrow entry into the Shadow entrance might be more beneficial than people realize. Because you can potentially skip out on this whole 5+ minute trade sequence with just doing that trick once. But
yeah, so we do have access to the GTG entrance, but GTG entrance is just Water Temple, and we don't have really any way to get through Water Temple as well.
Yeah.
So it is sort of hard to also read exactly where you're supposed to go. The only thing that we can really think about is just going as adult to Gerudo Valley, which is interesting that we haven't seen anyone do that quite yet. Actually, now that they both have hammer, well, it looks like Tanjo, he's gonna do the trade sequence, but he looks like he's probably gonna collect the item on his way.
Oh, this is good. Yeah, this is good routing. I wouldn't have even considered this. I would have gone all the way to Lake and then had to run all the way back out here. So your timer
Yeah,
should
I
be
mean, this is
fine with
a
this. His movement with Epona is good enough that we shouldn't be worrying about expiring the timer. So.
yeah, and it looks like Nopons also gonna start doing the trade sequence themselves.
There's the point in chat that the spike wall and shadow could still have a small key, and you might require dins, but that's coward
Okay.
talk.
We found Hookshot. Hookshot was hammerlocked in Gerudo Valley.
Okay.
So that's interesting because that means we could find, like, hypothetically, iron boots, and then you could also do the trade or the dive item.
Yeah. How does what? Am I crazy? Okay. I must be confusing myself because I was like, I could have sworn there was a Phantom Ganon path somewhere, but there's not. So okay, never mind. I'm confused.
Someone in chat said earlier that it was possible, but unlikely.
Okay. I was watching a race right before this one started, so I'm also probably just
Mixing up the two.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Nopon's gonna go pick up the song here from Sick Forest Meadow.
Yep, this will be his Requiem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we do know what's at the end of the trade sequence here. We do know it is Dinspire.
Yes.
So it's going to be a nice quality of life, but I don't know if it changes anything, seeing as they already have fire arrows.
Yeah, I mean, it is potentially required for when we get down into Shadow, too. The spike wall at the end of Shadow requires
the spike wall.
It's also
so
safety.
It's just a nice little safety.
Yeah. There's also the safety of, like, if Child Spirit is required, you can't FAE as Child, and the dungeon doesn't stay open if you dins it, so you would need dins to get into Child Spirit, potentially, so... This is a much safer play. I would have been insanely aggro, and I would have gone into Spirit with FAE and probably lost at some point because it would have punished me, but...
Yeah, Hovers could be on Shoot the Sun. That would be pretty evil, though. I'm not gonna lie.
That would be pretty nasty, yeah.
So yeah, just gonna finish doing the trade sequence on Tanjo's side. And I don't believe there was anything with this fairy here.
Yeah, I think we got this from Tanjo's side. So.
Yeah. So, I mean, it feels like Tanjo might be a little bit ahead at this point.
Yeah, I would say they're pretty much even on items. Tanjo is ahead on the trade quest here.
Hookshot.
So. Oh,
and
yeah.
Tanjo has the hookshot as well, so.
True. I expect Nopons is just going to be kind of following him on the trade sequence. Although maybe not. He looks like he's reversing to Valley, maybe?
You're probably going to check, the Wasteland.
Yeah.
And then might go through into even Gerudo Fortress.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Well, he can't, but
This isn't a bad play.
Definitely
This
gonna.
is a little bit slower to get to the hammer rocks, but he'll get thrown out by the guard because he doesn't have a hook shot, so he'll get thrown out right in front of the
Oh
hammer
yeah, 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 yeah.
rock there. So
I see the play.
yeah.
I see the play.
Yeah. He could also grab mirror if he feels scared by the spirit path, but the mirror
I
hinted
mean,
on HBA, but
yeah.
mirror only locks 3 checks, but yeah, like if you go into spirit just thinking you're gonna find the boomerang then there somewhere and then it's mirror locked, like that's a pretty brutal double dip, so
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is you probably just pick it up just in case, you know?
yeah.
Like
It's
I
been
can't
really
see a world
I
where
was
you don't get it.
yeah. It's been really interesting through this tournament to see how like different people play like aggressive or safe too. And I think
Hmm.
since we're in best of threes, like Tanjo can play a little bit safer because he won game one. Like if Nopon loses this one, he's unfortunately eliminated. So playstyle even across like a best of three might change a little bit just based on like what your earlier results were.
Hmm. So yeah, gonna see the hook shot here,
Yeah.
which makes me wonder exactly what the logic's trying to tell us, whether it wants us to potentially even enter. Maybe we get a vanilla hovers.
Could be. Yeah. Like
And let's see here. Entrance to the forest is Fire Temple. They did get the Goron tunic pretty early on, so
yeah.
that's another thing. Maybe it says it wants us to do Fire Temple.
Yeah. I mean both of these dungeons that our runners are going into are both required, so we'll probably just get completions here from both of them.
Hmm.
Nopon's doing although Tanjo is second guessing his entrance into fire.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Oh, Fire Shadow Temple, so I guess he could have done the first two, but
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is like maybe you do get vanilla hover boots,
well, the
but other
interesting
than
thing
that,
too is we had Furores, and I don't think he has his Furore set as an adult. So he could have just done the first two and like set Furores in Shadow because we don't have Bolero, and we're probably not getting it because it's the AD song. So
yeah, that was probably a potentially smart play. Don't think he went for it though.
no,
But we will see all of Forest Temple here. We'll see if there's anything good in here. I know there's a lot of Forest Temple haters in chat.
yeah, this isn't hinted, but there is a chance we could pull either like the long shot or the gold scale out of here to give us more checks in Lake, which would be kind of nice.
You know, the first seed I ever commentated on, there was long shot on Phantom Ganon, and Phantom Ganon was a stone at the time. It was a stone forest, but they had to beat it so they could get long shot on the Phantom Ganon reward. So who knows?
Yeah. Oh, and there's an immediate big chest here. Let's see what this is.
Big one bag.
Just a second bot bag.
Not exactly what you want to see at this point, but
This has been a really interesting race so far because, like, for how much our runners have kind of like done everything the other one has done, like they've never been in a dungeon at the same time. Like the first time we had, it was like Nopons was in Deku and Tanjo was in Dodongos, and now like one's in Forest while one's in Fire. It's
Hmm.
been nice to watch.
Yeah, and I hate that setup that Nopons just did, trying to hook shot up out there without the long shot. It's a little annoying to get.
Yeah, it's one of those that like you'll do the same thing like every time, and then like randomly once it just like doesn't work because you're like, oh, you're too far away from the wall, or like you lined up too weird, and you're just like, I don't understand. I do the same thing every time. Like,
That happens to me every time I try to do B1 skip and Deku. Just for some reason, I always set it up wrong at least the first time.
Yeah. For me, it's KZ skip. The way that I do KZ skip is like, I don't know if I've just like drifted my aim, but I like just don't get the jump sometimes, and I'm like, it's the same setup. I've done the same thing all the time. Like, what is different? Makes no
Hmm.
sense.
And yeah, we are seeing the Fire Temple being beaten here, which is sort of the shout that I was thinking potentially the logic wanted us to go, because it did give us the Goron tunic pretty quickly
Yeah.
into the seed. So, but I mean, it both dungeons are required at the end of the day. So
Yeah.
just interested to see if there's any major items here.
Yeah, there's nothing indicating that there will be, but I also don't think there's anything saying there can't be. So we could get a long shot, we
Yeah,
could get a gold scale out of either of these places, I think. So
or even the hovers
yeah.
potentially.
Yeah, we could potentially get the hovers as well. The one thing, did Tanjo confirm Pierre before he came in here? Do we know?
Yes,
He
I
did.
believe both of them have did Pierre. Yeah, I remember seeing both of them do it.
I know they were both in Adult Lake at some point. Tanjo definitely was because he was doing the trade sequence, but so that would be the only scary thing is if like Pierre has our boss key or something, is being Pierre locked in here. But other than that, we can do everything. And honestly, with Furores and Serenade, even getting Pierre locked isn't the worst thing in the world. You can just Serenade out to Lake to confirm Pierre, and then Furores back.
All right, just gonna be continuing clearing these dungeons. So far, nothing too interesting has been found in either of them, but both are required for the medallions at the end, anyways. So even if they don't find a major item in here, they do have to beat them.
Yep. Yeah, at this point of time too, I would actually argue Forest is like the better dungeon to be clearing, just because like Fire could give you a boss key early, and like you're still looking for something. And like anytime people get
Uh,
boss key Fire, they're like, I don't want to be here anymore because this dungeon sucks. Whereas like Forest is very linear, and you basically have to full clear it all the time anyway. But
yeah,
Fire is
I
one of
don't
the
know.
like,
I actually like Fire Temple.
I think it's an
Maybe that's a
interesting one.
controversial take.
Yeah, but I think it's just from like the rando perspective of like it's one of the few dungeons that actually gives you a decision of like, do I keep going or do I just like beat the boss and leave?
I think my favorite dungeons probably actually Spirit. Maybe not from a random perspective, just like in general. I just like the music and the layout and the vibe of Spirit.
Fair, yeah.
What is your favorite dungeon?
I really do like Forest. I think there's some really interesting like micro routing and like a good amount of execution in it. And I know the contrarian in me just likes driving people insane when I say that I like Forest too, so because people hate it.
Forest isn't my favorite, but I don't hate Forest at all. Forest is just sort of like I like the music and it's like a fun little thing going on, especially with the little eye and the twisty room or whatever. Like, I always liked that as a kid. But I don't know, it was just like I always liked the Shadow and Spirit more. It just felt like it was, a little bit crazier stuff going on.
Yeah, the late game dungeons in this game are all pretty cool. Shadow Spirit are both great. I will never ever say anything nice about Water Temple though. I still to this day hate that place. As a casual, I hated it.
Yeah,
As a rando player, I hate it. Awful.
it's definitely not my favorite. Yeah, Forest and Spirit for the music and design. That's totally fair. Music is definitely a big part of this game, I think. I mean, I know we're a little biased and all here, but OoT probably has the greatest OST of all time.
Ooh.
I can't tell you how many times I've opened up like a random YouTube video and they'll just have OoT music playing, even like 30 years later after the game came out.
Second, I need to step away for a little bit. I will be right back.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so far nothing really interesting found in any of the dungeons. Just happened to clear them. Beating on the Wind Waker main theme. You know what? That's fair. Wind Waker theme is pretty good, and I do actually like the Wind Waker music a lot. Though I will actually say my second favorite Zelda game is Twilight Princess. I always liked it because I always played it on the GameCube. I never played it on the Wii. I never had a Wii, but I had a GameCube. So I only ever played the GameCube version. And the GameCube version of Wind Waker, or not Wind Waker, of TP is so much better.
And I am back. Sorry about that. Yeah,
All good. Not sure if you caught the tail end of my rant there.
I heard something about Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, but I personally I love the Wind Waker soundtrack. I think that like stylized music is super cool. I love that.
Wow, a lot of people in chat not agreeing with me, which is crazy because I've heard a lot of people complain about the Wii version of TP. Wow, that is a controversial opinion, Lady Draco. But you know what? I'll respect your opinion. With the crossbow grip. Do you guys remember Link's training game?
Oh, was that the like archery one?
Yeah, that was the one that was like kind of Twilight Princess themed for the Wii.
Yeah.
Crossbow training. Yeah, that one. That was a really random memory I just had.
I used to play that at my cousin's place because I had it, but I didn't, and I always was like, it was fun for what it was.
Yeah, I mean, it was like a weird little thing going on. I never played some of the other games that came out. Like I never played Triforce Heroes, which I know a lot of people like rank the lower end of the Zelda games for that one.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever played that either, actually, but...
I actually just never had a Wii, so a lot of the Wii games I just miss out on. And I haven't played Tears of the Kingdom either. I've played Breath of the Wild for a little bit, but I don't have a Switch, unfortunately.
Yeah, I've played both and beaten neither. Because in both games, I basically got to the point where I could go fight Ganondorf and just, like, stop playing for random life things, and then, like, I go to pick
Just
it
never
back
got
up.
back into it.
I don't remember how to play this game. I feel like I should start over. But
I actually did play some of Skyward Sword because one of my friends had it, but I was never a big fan of the game.
alright.
Yeah, Twilight Princess 2, exactly.
Tanjo finishing up fire as Nopons is about to get into the Phantom Ganon fight. Neither of these dungeons really had anything. Just to get back to
Nope, just the bigger bomb bag. So that's about it.
But I think the next thing that the seed really wants us to probably do is to actually go into Spirit, which Tanjo can do, but he's deciding to get into Forest as well, which is also reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, you do just have to beat the dungeons, so
Yes.
nothing wrong with just doing this, getting it out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously we know Tanjo's not going to find anything, but I wonder if Nopons is going to go do Fire Temple immediately after this, or if Nopons is going to choose to just go do Spirit. Because basically they just need to find the last item. Last items, maybe, potentially, that they need. And then it's go mode. Like, if they find hover boots, I believe it's probably just go mode. Oh, they need hover boots and boomerang.
Yes.
Once they find both of those, then it's just go mode.
Yeah. In theory, one of those is probably in Lake.
Yes. So, like, they can find the gold scale, and then
Do we
gold
have
scale leads to, like...
Am I crazy? Do we?
What was that?
Do we actually have a lake path, right? We're not just talking about lake being. No, okay. There is a lake highlighted of Volvagia path. Okay, I'm not insane. Okay.
Yeah.
I just for some reason we kept talking about lake, and I was like, I remember we saw the like major item hint, but did we actually have a path? And or am I going insane? Or okay, we're good. Everything's fine.
Yeah. I mean, I remember there being the hint. I'm pretty sure that there was the path as well in hint. I remember there was 2 major items.
Yeah. Okay. I went back and I looked at the
At the hints.
It does have one, yeah. So. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, the state of the race is kind of Nopons does theoretically still have to potentially do the trade quest here, which I think might be what he's setting up for.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like Tanjo is just a little bit ahead. So far, it's already done all of this, done all of the trade sequence, and has already done Fire Temple, and is now completing Forest. I guess it just depends if Nopons finds what they need, like, really quickly.
Yeah. Although this does not look like Nopon is doing the trade quest. Maybe he could be going through it too. Nopons also has to grab Nocturne from DMC, which Tanjo did a good job of like linking the trade quest to getting the Valley Path and getting Nocturne. That was actually a really like efficient use of movement and time for him.
Yep.
Nopons unfortunately like had already gone to get the hook shot, so his trade sequence is just going to be like accomplishing less of the chores, quote unquote, that we still have left in the game to do.
Yeah.
Sure. Oh, this is just a fire play from Nopons. Okay.
Yeah, just basically going to be doing trading dungeons here. Tanjo is already quite a bit ahead in the in Forest, and Fire Temple is going to take a while to get through, so that's why I feel like Tanjo's probably a little bit ahead.
Yeah. We'll get a good idea after like both of these dungeons are complete, but yeah, Nopon still has the trade sequence potentially in front of him too. Maybe he's thinking about a world where he might try to skip dunes and do like fire arrow entry and then just hope it's not required in Shadow. But
yeah, I mean, we do know that there's probably something important in Shadow. I believe there was a hint for, was it one major item in Shadow?
I don't think
Unless I'm misremembering.
I don't think we have anything specifically about Shadow, but I think we're assuming something's in Shadow because of the path priority logic. Because there is no Shadow
Got it.
path, so in theory something blocking like Jabu has to be in Shadow.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, and just basically just completing these dungeons. I wonder if Nopon's going to choose to super check. He is also collecting these skulls, which I guess still a possibility 10 or 20 could have something here.
Yeah, he's at least been like slowly collecting. I don't think Tanjo has touched a single skull yet this seed, so.
Nope. He actively chooses to avoid doing any of the skulls unless there's a hint on one of the bigger ones. So yeah, 0 Shadow hints, but the way the logic looks, it just looks like Shadow probably has something.
Yeah, I think that at this point
It's either that Shadow has something, or that the path to Shadow is the biggest requirement to beat the seed.
Yeah. You know what I'm actually starting to think. I'm gonna cook, but I think Spirit has to have gold scale. I think hovers are on lab dive. And then I think
Yeah,
Boomerang is probably in Shadow behind hovers. And I think that would like deal with all of our paths and our path priority. And someone probably said that like 30 minutes
yeah,
in chat, but
yeah. I would imagine that's probably the likely path. But it is still interesting, regardless, to see how the seed wants to be mean. Hovers can't be path to Baronade. Oh yes.
what the hell's in Lake then?
Again, it could be
Lake might have
it could be really evil. You could have to defeat you could have to beat Water Temple to get the shooting the sun.
Yeah, but what are we missing for
Yeah.
Evolve completion anyway? Like,
That's a good question. There's nothing.
oh, it has to be hovered. Okay,
Fire
that makes
is
sense.
hovers locked. Oh yeah.
Oh, and the hovers just had to pick between being for Volvaggio or for. I guess that would make sense.
Yeah, we can also shoot the sun before just to peek it. Yeah, you don't have to beat Water Temple just in case. You can peek it obviously first. But that would still be pretty evil if that happened to be the case that it was the shoot the sun. Then you have to beat a stone.
Yeah.
A stone dungeon just to get the shoot the sun reward.
Shoot the sun would be interesting then, because then like you might almost look for irons at that point, because you could beat water with the irons and like water hop trick, and then once you beat water, the water and lake raises, so you can just get shoot the sun without long shot still. So, but
yeah, the seed does require a long shot to beat Morpha, so it just depends basically on the next item that we get, the next major item, sort of being the determining factor on exactly what the logic wants us to do here. Because if we find long shot, then like find long shot iron boots as our next couple items, that would be really unfortunate. But I guess that also does do the water dive in Lake Hylia.
I mean, either way, this Lake Hylia path kind of sucks. Like both of either shoot the sun or lap Dive are both like just nasty locations because we've gotten like everything that the seed wanted to give us was like super early, except for exactly those two items to do like either a lab dive or shoot the sun.
Yeah, so I'm curious whether or not Nopons is going to immediately go and do Volage here, if it's going to continue checking, because he knows where the boss key is. It is towards the end of the dungeon anyway, so I'm not 100% sure what he's going to choose to do here.
Yeah, I also think Tanjo's path from here on out is much clearer than Nopons is. Like
Yeah,
Tanjo finishes up Forest and probably just goes into Spirit for the path there. He has
I
everything that
imagine that's
he...
probably what both do.
Yeah, well, Nopons would need to do the trade sequence for Dins, or he could try to FAE and skip the Dins requirement, I guess. But Nopons
Yeah,
still...
I
He
mean,
also needs to just go get Nocturne after this as well.
yeah. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, just should probably just hit the boss key and probably head out of here for
Yeah, I would think
Nopons.
that's... Yeah.
The only reason why I said I'm not sure exactly what he might do is because he actually got burned by doing that the last seed, where he did all of DC except for the very final chest right above King Dodongo, and the final chest right above King Dodongo was, I believe it was Hammer.
Cool.
So I was wondering if that would potentially like lead into the psychology of him maybe not wanting to leave the dungeon early before checking everything.
Does look like he is safeguarding though, so just gonna go beat the boss, it looks like.
Yeah, and we know obviously with hindsight that this is a good play because we've already seen Tencho will clear fire and there's nothing really here. So
Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna see two simultaneous boss fights going on here.
Yep.
And then I am curious what Nopons is going to choose to do, whether or not he's going to choose to do the trade sequence at all, or just risk to go straight to Spirit and then hope to get the required items. So it is possible he doesn't even need to get the last check in the spike room, the spike wall room in Shadow. It could just be that he gets the items he needs
Yeah.
and doesn't have to worry about it. So there's still a lot of time or potential here for Nopons here.
Yeah, that's why, like, I don't know. In this seed, it feels like taking the risk on FAE is, like, not a crazy idea. Just
Yeah.
because the trade sequence takes, like, 5+ minutes, and, like, FAE is a slow trick, but it still only takes, like, maybe a minute. So you could potentially, like, if you can skip dids, you can save, like, 4 to 5 minutes on someone, which is not an insignificant amount of time in a race like this, so...
Mm-hmm. So yeah, just interested to see what Nopons does choose to do.
Yeah. He still has to go get Nocturne to run out to DMC to get that song check, which looks like
Yeah,
he's
and we are
doing here.
finally gonna see the Spirit Temple. So we are gonna know for sure if there's or not if, but what is likely in here. So we do know it is past the Baronade. Which could mean that it is just boomerang in here, or it could mean it's another item that leads to the boomerang.
Yeah. And it does look like Nopons has equipped his items to do the trade sequence, because he has to unfreeze KZ, so...
Yeah. I don't necessarily blame the decision there.
No, it's definitely the safer, like, more reasonable play. I think going in, like, FAEing into Spirit is aggressive, but...
If he already knew Tanjo already did everything and was already in Spirit, he might risk it. You know what I mean? But from his perspective, he doesn't know that.
Yeah, I think if he knew he was behind, I think any runner would try it, just because I think that's how you make up time in the seed, but... Yeah, it's always really hard to know how someone's feeling about a race, like... Or knowing what your opponent does. Like, metagaming how a race has gone is always kind of a crapshoot, so...
Yeah, it's always basically impossible to predict. And trying to save too much time can actually end up costing you time that you didn't need to... Yeah, so... That's why I think the decision just, like, makes sense.
Yeah.
From, like, a practical point of view.
I'm just personally an aggressive... Yeah, I'm personally an aggressive player, and I also just like doing FAE. I feel really confident in it, and so...
Yeah, I usually, whenever I play Rando, I always do, like, max settings, no logic, and all that. So I typically either do the side hop into it, like the glitch entrance, or the QPA ISG method.
Oh jeez.
Okay. But unfortunately, not possible for either of these runners. Not allowed.
Yeah. First half of Spirit coming up a little empty right now.
Yeah, that makes me think it might be Child Spirit that has required item potentially.
We do still have that mirror shield on HBA too, which is probably a nightmare
that would be not exactly a fun thought. No. That could be one thing where it could actually put Nopons in the lead if he decides to do the trade sequence and then also picks up Mirror Shield before going in.
I think the time for him... Yeah, I think the time for him to have grabbed it was when he was reversing to get the hook shot in Valley.
Yeah,
but he was
probably, but maybe he just thinks, at this time, might as well be safe than sorry and grabs the Mirror Shield before going in, but we'll see. So yeah, just so far nothing on the adult side. I guess it could be the left hand of Desert Colossus. That counts as Spirit, or does it not?
Yeah, it does. The hands are
okay. So yeah, we know right hand is dead, but left hand could still potentially be something. Yeah, and we're gonna see the infamous knuckle strategy here with the big round sword.
Nice. Yeah.
And let's see if there's anything on the left-hand side here. And that is a big chest.
Oh no.
That is long shot. Oh wait.
Okay.
Hey y'all. Shooting the sun.
Shoot the sun. Let's see.
Yeah, this might also be where you have to grab mirror shields, potentially, just to do these last few checks as well, just to make sure.
Yeah. The scariest thing now is like we still have the mirror locked stuff in here, but we pulled long shot. Do you go get mirror
Y-
thinking like long shot was just locking boomerang, or do you chase long shot now?
That's always the question. Yeah, I don't think long shot is path, unless you also find iron boots is the thing. You know what I mean? Because if
Yeah,
it's a long
true.
shot and iron boots, then you start thinking, well, then water temple completion is path.
Yeah.
But if it's just long shot, I don't know if that's I don't think that necessarily makes it path.
Could be long shot for the shoot the sun now. Like you can go check that now.
Yeah, I mean to let's see. Um so to even get into water temple is GTG. So yeah, they don't actually. And what is water entrance? Water entrance is GTG. So
Cool.
it could also be a path to get into GTG
Yeah.
potentially. Like if they find gold scale. I don't even know. This is a really bizarre seed.
Nopons grabbing his dings. Don't warp away. Did you need it? Okay, he got knocked out. I was not paying attention. Makes sense.
It's not marked on the track,
Yeah.
which
Okay.
yeah makes sense.
So yeah, we actually have like a pretty good frame of reference. Nopons is really just that spirit behind now. Uh, so
Mhm.
a few minutes, but decisions from here on out still have enough time to be able to change some stuff up. So
Yeah, and if like it's a really evil thing is like if the dive game in like Hylia happens to be like iron boots, Tanjo still doesn't have even silver scale.
that is true. Yeah, he's still
So
missing the one.
so like if iron boots are required to beat the seed somehow, um, then he definitely needs gold scale, and he doesn't even have silver scale yet, which is on Richard.
Yes. Yeah, there's an interesting like either or too though. Like Longshot could be water temple entrance access with gold scale. But if we find irons, then Longshot isn't actually required for that. Like the entrance
Hmm.
combo is basically Longshot and gold scale or irons and hookshot.
It could also be beating Morpha.
It could be beating Morpho or just something in water that's like Longshot locked. So yeah, there's
Yeah,
some really interesting possibilities still.
yeah. Fire Temple Foolish. A little too late for that hint, unfortunately. A little too aware of that for both of them. But yeah, I mean, Tanjo's gonna shoot the sun here probably. Yep, looks like he's gonna just wait for sunrise to shoot the sun, just to peek what it is, because he got the long shot. So now he
Yeah.
might be thinking that just defeating Morpha potentially
And of course,
is the
Sunsong
item
nowhere
that.
to be found. Seed. Where's Emo? Where's Emo and his Sunsong hate? Costing our runners multiple minutes just sitting here waiting for time of day. I'm calling Emo out.
You know what? That's fair, and that's hover
That is Hover
boots.
Boots. Alright, that makes
Wow.
sense. So, oh, that's hilarious. We need Mirror Shield, I think. So, for the same reason that hover boots couldn't be locking boomerang, now long shot also cannot be locking boomerang because long shot's required for shoot the sun. So there's something else in spirit.
Yeah.
I think the only things we have left are like the mirror shield locked stuff or child spirit.
The two child spirit checks that you can't do as adults.
Yeah. I wasn't paying super close attention to small keys, but I think there's potential that one small key is mirror locked, and there might be checks on child side, so...
Yeah, or it could potentially be long shot for something. I don't think so, though.
No, because long shot's still hard required for, like... Wait, could it? I guess it could be, yeah.
We know water is stone. I mean, I guess it could be for like a one-off item, but that seems sort of unlikely.
Yeah, that's right. It could be, like...
Because it might just be like a one item still in Water Temple, even if you don't have to beat the dungeon.
Yeah, it could still be long shot to boomerang, just because... The spirit path was to Baronade, Lake specifically was to Hovers, but Hovers doesn't necessarily say anything about...
But the only issue with that is we still haven't found Iron Boots or Gold Scale yet. So, so far it's not exactly been indicated that water is required.
Yeah.
So far it's still hinting otherwise. Which is why I said it's unlikely. I would still be kind of worried.
That hinted mirror shield from like 2 hours ago, basically. Like one of the first things in the seed that we saw, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Tanjo is going to be doing some Shadow here, which isn't even a bad play because has to he can complete Shadow, I believe. Yeah, because he has hover boots now.
Yeah, we can.
So he can complete. So even if he doesn't find anything here, still worth it. That would be really evil if it was Stale and Shadow, by the way. Because then Tanjo would be kind of screwed. Like if it's like if it's Iron Boots for the dive game, and you need both scales to get that.
So we're out of major items in Lake now. So like Lab Dive doesn't have anything because of the important item check that we had. We got both large, like long items now. It could be gold scale long shot to get into the water entrance though. And that's the scariest thing. Is long shot gold scale?
Yeah.
That would be the big problem for it.
Yeah, and then like one of the easier checks in Water Temple has Iron Boots or something, or Boomerang, and that's all you need to get. It either gives you Iron Boots to get further into Water Temple to get the Boomerang, or it just has Boomerang immediately.
Yeah, so I think that's the last like real scary hiccup for Tanjo with the scale, is that it's actually for entry.
Yeah, and also GTG is water entrance as well, so it could also be something in GTG.
Yep.
Which is that's definitely not the best GTG entrance I've ever seen. Water Temple entrance.
No.
Kind of unfortunate. Luckily, once they get in there, though, they will be able to full clear.
For the most part, yeah. We wouldn't be able to do Toilet if that was an item, but other than that, yeah, we have the strengths and everything. So.
Yeah, they don't have Iron Boots, but they are able to at least peek it. Yeah, and Shadow so far doesn't have anything, but you have to check, and You know, because at this point, it's just like, where's the
Yeah.
final missing puzzle piece?
Yeah, and we are late on our happy 2 hours, but again, shout outs to our trackers, Lady Draco and Tomaltech, our fantastic runners putting on this great show, Nopons and tanjo3, and then my fellow commentator, Faceless. So thank you, everyone. And again,
Yeah.
shout outs to the audience.
And obviously, a shout out to for Tumultac for doubling up, both on being the restreamer and the tracker. Always appreciated. Okay, yeah, Nopons finds the boss key. Gonna warp out. Go straight to Lake Hylia. Gonna probably shoot the sun.
Oh, he
Yep.
has such a better time of day than
Yeah,
Tanjo.
that's saves him like a minute there.
That's actually crazy how much time he
And-
just saved with that.
Yep. He's probably not exactly happy about that.
No, and it does look like he still needed to confirm Pierre. He needs to be
Yeah, walking over there.
careful not. Yeah, he's gonna have to run back too, because if he warps, the boots unspawn. So he's gonna have to run all the way back to the bridge, but it's still better than waiting for a full night cycle like Tanjo had to do.
Yeah. Or he might just have to walk back to the bridge anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so far nothing found really here in Shadow, which is interesting because we thought there might be something here in Shadow. Like it really seemed like it was pointing in that direction, but so far nothing.
Yeah, I think with how our hints ended up being, we were talking about the hover boots being like locked or locking something, but I think with what items ended up being where with our hints, it's probably pretty unlikely that anything's in here. Because hovers also locked fire. We were actually fire locked in, or we were hovers locked in fire temples, so I don't think the hovers can lock anything now for the rest of the seed for Jabu.
Yeah, probably just necessary to actually beat Shadow, and then
Yep.
it might just be GTG or potentially even Morpha or Water Temple itself somewhere in there could have the boomerang.
Yeah. I kind of like this from Nopons. So Nopons just saved as adult, and I think he's gonna do Child Spirit and then probably scum the age change, hoping that he just finds Boomerang here.
Mm-hmm.
Because if he finds Boomerang, he can just like hard go mode Shadow, and he'll probably just beat Jabu in this child segment too. Otherwise, you just scum back to.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I don't know if I trust that long shot path to Baronade, personally.
Yeah, I wouldn't be 100% sure of it. Because the issue is that Longshot itself doesn't actually open anything with the current items they have.
Yeah.
It's if you find both Longshot and Iron Boots or Longshot and Gold Scale or something.
Yeah.
Or they could just find, something else in there. I don't know if Boomerang is still possible in Spirit. I think it might be.
It would be, yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
possible.
in Child. So, yeah, if they just find Boomerang, then, that's just good luck. Yeah, so what's good luck is if it's here, if it's child locked, then that means that
Oh, that's a big chest.
yeah, that is a big chest. So if this is Boomerang, then that means you don't have to spend the time going to check the all the mirror checks, and that's unfortunate. Yeah, you have to make sure to stun him. There you go. Okay.
This is a...
Actually, kind of a neck and neck race so far.
Yeah.
Just depending, because I mean, it just depends on what the item is that Nopons finds here.
Yeah. Tanjo would also have to decide to try and chase the like long shot more versus coming to Child Spirit if this is... Oh no.
Gold Gauntlet. Oh no.
Oh, that's the worst of both
Oh
worlds.
no. Like I was like, okay, it's probably gonna be like one of three items. It's either gonna be gold scale, it's gonna be iron boots, or it's gonna be the boomerang.
I mean, the good thing is that has to
I
be...
did not expect that.
Yeah, that has to be exactly OGC though, right? Like Jabu's locking
Yeah.
her inside Ganon's castle, so we know it's not like IGC for light trial, but
Yeah. It's either that or it is still mirror locked.
so
That is also a possibility.
Tanjo just saw a big chest back in the back of Shadow, and he skipped it. But I'm... I guess, okay. I was gonna say, I don't know if I like that, because like it could still be gold scale or irons, but I think the other one would have, like one would have to lock the other, I think.
Yeah, probably.
Right?
So right, like you don't necessarily
if Longshot...
care about anything in Shadow that much except for the keys.
Yeah, if Longshot is for like GTG access, then yeah. The only thing I was scared about was like a potential either or for like fire, like water access.
And we're gonna find out whether or not this is the boomerang here.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we know it's mirror shield. Okay, so it's mirror shield locked. We know this for a fact, I think.
Potentially. It could still be Longshot for something in water. We have like other awful places that we could theoretically go.
I guess, like, if you find iron boots, like, somewhere in the overworld or something, that you just haven't checked in one of the one-off checks.
I mean, we could go over
to...
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just not trusting 100% that it's, the long shot.
The gold scale's been on treasure chest game this whole time, and no one's done it.
Imagine that both of the scales are on child market.
Yeah, gold scales on 10, irons on 20. And our runners are just parts.
Yeah. Yeah, boomerang's just on 20 skulls for some reason. And it just like lied to us with the hints.
I don't think it's possible, but we could get some like the second scales on skulls or irons on skulls, and we've been like skipping them the whole time. But...
Okay. Nopons heading back. He's gonna probably do shadow here, yeah. And he knows likely that he doesn't have to look for anything, just except for the keys.
Yeah, he should have
the same way that Tanjo knows. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this seat is actually turned from a baby seat to very evil, actually.
Yeah. When we like spawned in Child, and like the first hint we read was like Bigoron has dins, like.
Right. And then we got Bo, and the first check they got, basically, besides the Song of Storms grotto, was bombs.
Yeah. The seed threw a lot of
it looked like a baby seed.
It seemed like it might be a baby seed, but... Oh, Tanjo is coming back into Spirit, so he may also just not trust the long shot path, which is... reasonable.
which is
He's gonna do.
smart.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I think he's gonna fall in the same trap that Nopons fell into. We're gonna find the gold gauntlets and think that might be OGC.
Yeah.
But I'm really thinking that it's either some one-off check that hasn't been checked yet in the overworld, or it's mirror locked.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's gonna see that's a big chest there, and then immediately probably have the exact same thought that Nopons had 5 minutes ago.
Strike 3 to OGC, and then be mad when it's not correct.
Yeah, sad when it's a few arrows.
Yeah. Yeah, I do think there's a few things like that.
I don't know if they did Tug in the Woods or Scroll Kid yet. I know that we
No.
did see the Ocarina game.
I don't think
And I
we
know I
saw.
was mentioning the Skull Kid earlier.
Yeah. I also don't think we saw
Yep.
Darunia with Sarios either. We've seen the other
No,
two
we
Child
haven't.
Goron City, but I don't think anyone did Darunia once they got Sarios.
And we have seen Frogs 1. We know Frogs 2 is dead. So the one-off checks, it's sort of more of the ones where you kind of get them if you're unlucky. Like the Runia song or something. We also haven't checked all the Song of Storms grottos, I don't think.
I think we did, because I think we got it early enough that I think people went through and cleared them as we. Because it's just the DMT, which we got right away, and then the Kokiri Forest one, I think. So, that being said, Tanjo still has all of Market to do. I'm pretty sure. I still don't think he's touched any of Market. Still
Yeah.
missing the scale from Richard. I don't think he ever did shooting game. Bomb shoe bowling.
Yeah, Nopons does probably need to go back and potentially check what the treasure chest name is too, because that is another check that we did get the lens really early on in the bottom of the well.
Yeah, and Nopons must have just thought it wasn't worth doing at the time.
Yeah, he just didn't have enough money, and like spending all the time to collect all the money at night in Child Market, it's kind of a long time. Figured it probably just wasn't worth the time.
Yeah.
To do the one check, which makes sense. But now looking back on it, it might actually be a potentially important item. I guess we'll find out. Yeah, Nopom's probably just gonna pick up the scroll here as well, just to make sure. But it's another thing is that if it is one of the scrolls, it could potentially be very bad for Tanjo.
Land, which might be a reasonable play. This also might be him pushing out for Mirror, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's killing Time of Day, because Time of Day doesn't pass in Wasteland or Fortress. And still no. Oh, he could have gotten Suns. I think Suns was hinted on,
Suns is burning cack, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he could have got Suns. He probably forgot about it. Because he's like,
Yeah.
like, I know that burning cack is not an important song. And then just like completely stopped thinking about it, you know?
Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah, just making sure there's no keys here. Just trying to pull clear Shadow, get it done as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tanjo, I think, is probably going to be going and picking up the mirror shield, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I think that's what this plays.
Since he's, yeah.
The interesting question is going to be, while he's out here, does he drop like a Furores in the water for long shot path chasing too? Because even though like we don't have irons, like it's probably skippable in water with the long shot. You can just basically gold scale it.
Yeah. In his mind, HTV could be the ring. Yeah, I guess that probably makes sense. Yeah. So yeah, I wonder if we're gonna see the immediate HPC here, just to get the mirror shield.
Yeah. There's only a couple things in water that are actually like hard long shot locked, which is
Yeah,
basically the boss and like boss key.
and Tanjo is reading it perfectly here. Like, you know, we were basically assuming that it's very likely not long shot is the item being talked about with the path, because long shot itself doesn't actually open up anything. And we now know the gold gauntlets also don't open up anything. So we have to guess it's either one of the few chests behind the mirror shield, or potentially Twin Nova.
Yeah. The curious thing is going to be, it does look like
I
Tanjo's
guess
sitting in the water.
I guess it could be path to Baronade if you're supposed to get one of the other items outside of it, and you're supposed to get it earlier on. Like if you're supposed, because we did get lens and we did get silver scale. Like if we already got gold scale, like the game, the logic supposes we're supposed to already have gold scale and check the chest game potentially.
Yeah.
I
I
guess maybe
actually,
the long shot could be the path item.
yeah, the long shot could still be path for boomerang. I actually would think like clearing the water checks that are logically long shot locked, I actually feel like is less time than getting mirror shield and going back to spirit. Like if you're just trying to do like the fastest checks consecutively, like I almost think water is faster here.
Well, probably. Well, he doesn't. He did not check any of the child market night checks, including he doesn't
Yeah.
have scale at all. So he probably is not even like thinking that it's a potential ability that long shot is the required or the path item here. And it's a potentially fair assumption, because it could just be another item in spirit that we haven't checked yet.
Yeah.
So it is sort of.
Yeah, Morpha could have a key so everything's long shot locked, but like I don't know, the 2 or 3 checks that are long shot locked is like a reasonable amount of time versus doing HBA, like waiting for time of day. I don't know. It's like a 50-50, right? Because Mirror only locks 3 other things in Spirit.
Mhm.
Technically, you're going by density. Like, more is probably long shot locked in water than is left in Spirit.
Yeah, for sure. At this point in time, yeah. All right, and we do see a pretty clean parse tree here. Yeah, he just 100% believes that it's probably mirror shield locked.
Yeah.
Which, if that turns out to be the case, then Tanto's definitely ahead. If it's not the case, then potentially Nopons is ahead. It just depends on if they remember to do all the child market checks. Like Nopons only has the one left to do.
Yeah, Nopon's
Yeah,
going into his bongo fight.
It is better. The only thing I would probably do beforehand is check them out. The night market checks as child first,
Yeah.
because I think that would give you your definitive answer almost.
Yeah, I also think the first mirror locked thing here, I think, has to be a key based on our key count. So I think you can just go straight up to the top here, but... Because I think we only saw 4 keys, so I think that first mirror locked one has to be the 5th key. Yeah, Tanjo's still in the, like, horrible, it's gold scale path for, or gold scale or long shot path to open GTG in water.
Yes, Tanjo unfortunately is just running on less information, which is why.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yep.
Oh no!
Okay.
Oh, we're in a no mode.
And he has no idea where the silver scale originally was with
Oh,
Richard. He never checked it.
that can be anywhere now too, basically. Like that's any of the overworld. Like,
Oh, and Nopons is going and warping to Spirit Temple, which means he's probably going to do Haunted Wasteland into getting Mirror Shield. Probably
yeah.
find that. Uh-oh.
Tanjo's one benefit is that he does not have a ton left. Like,
Yeah, but at the same time, you probably start thinking, I probably already did that, right? At a certain point, like it's been like 2.5 hours, you probably start thinking, yeah, I must have already done that check.
yeah.
You know, some of the ones at the very beginning, like the market checks, you start thinking like those are so like at the very beginning, like I probably already did those.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, it's like a little bit of the child cleanup stuff in Lost Woods and Market that I think he has left. Like,
So Nopons has Silver Scale already because he did Richard as child. Tanjo never did that, but
yeah.
in Spirit Temple behind Mirror Shield, there's the other Scale, which we need to either beat Water Temple or find something in Water Temple or get into GTG, which probably has the boomerang.
So, gold scale water is not in logic. So, if the gold scale long shot is path, it's just to get into GTG through the water entrance. We would have needed irons to do anything in water. That being said, yeah, that scale on Richard is a nightmare right now for Tanjo. And
Yeah.
Volvagia is like, or not Volvagia, Twin Rova is like the longest individual check in the world. This is a multiple minute long like boss fight.
Yeah, I mean, if this happens to be like if Twin Rova themselves has the item that it's talking about, that would be pretty crazy. I guess that's maybe Tanjo's one saving grace is that if the item on Twin Rova themselves
Yeah.
is
There's a
actually the
chance.
path.
Yeah, there's a chance Nopons gets gold scale and like continues to just go through Twin Rova because like who thinks about long shot gold scale as like a path to get into water? I don't know
I
if
mean,
I
at
would
this
trust.
point, that is definitely what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Because immediately, as soon as they got gold gauntlets, they're like, okay, it's OGC. But it wasn't
Yeah.
OGC. So, yeah, just have to.
Ugh.
Yep. GTG is just way too juicy, and you can peek a lot of the chests in the maze room. You can peek a lot of the. You can just peek a lot of the items. It's very quick
Yeah.
to get through. You can immediately know what you need to get. So I guess the one saving grace potentially is that Tanjo defeats and happens to have the one item, and it wasn't.
It was.
So that's not good. That's not good for Tanjo. That is not looking good. Might be a game 3 that we're looking at here.
He still has a little bit of time, but it's not a lot of time. And if he goes into water here, which it looks like because he dropped his furores into in water there.
Yeah. Okay, and a clean HVC from Nopons. Trying to get the mirror shield here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Tanjo doing Water Temple. Probably going to be Morpha here. I guess this is also potentially the logic.
Yeah. What's really funny is Tanjo could still get bailed out by this play, because it could be just
Yeah.
like Irons in GTG and you need the gold scale to get in for Irons to come to water. So he's not like totally
Yeah.
out of it, but the likelihood that Rang is in GTG is very high at this point, I would say.
Wow, they're both going in Water Temple. So
Okay.
instead of going to Spirit immediately, wait, he might be setting his Oh,
Okay.
this is smart. Wow. Okay,
Did he
actually a smart play.
I
He
assume
went in there just to warp. Yeah. I did
and then
not see him set that warp there.
yeah, theoretically he could scum back to water if this is nothing. If he
Okay.
immediately plays Serenade here, I will be so impressed. But the second guessing,
Well,
the third guessing.
he's gonna set a warp point here just in case he has to come back here to beat Twin Rova. Just in case. Yep, and he's doing it. Okay.
He's so smart. Two and a half hours in to like be totally aware of the logic and be like, oh, gold scale long shot to get into GTG is like actually very impressive. I would be second guessing myself so much right now.
I mean, the thing is you don't have that much to do, and you know that one of the items in in the dungeon is required to beat Baronade. So you have to start thinking like one of these items I got has to be, the item.
Yeah.
So then you put it together, you got gold stale and long shot in there, and gold gauntlets, but gold gauntlets doesn't give you anything. So you just kind of have to start piecing it together. Yeah, he can warp back immediately if he doesn't even find anything here.
True.
But we can assume he is going to find something here.
Yeah. Anytime I try to do really fancy like save scum strats, I am guaranteed I'm gonna like mess it up because I am up a Pega and I like cannot remember to not save over my like save scum location and stuff. I'm like always terrified that I'm gonna like scum half my game or that I forgot to save or something.
Okay, that was actually really important that he saw that that chest on the other side of this well is also just a key, and he doesn't actually need to do any of the maze. So he just needs to potentially either beat up a few of these guys or do the eye check, or the silver block. That's really the only ones that he needs to do.
There were a lot of small keys there too in the maze. There were like 2 on the right side. I think there were at least 2 or 3 on the left side. So we're going to be getting a lot of items around the back of GTG here.
Assuming so. Yeah, because Tancho just has no idea. He found the silver scale, but he's like, that doesn't actually open anything because he was supposed to find the scale from Richard. Yeah.
He does seem to be rushing the long shot stuff. I mean, it's also kind of the way
that
you water, but
yeah, it's just he has to push the switch here. Push the block.
Oh my god, there's a big chest in water.
No fucking way.
Oh.
Okay. I was about to lose my mind. It could still be It could still be the Morpho reward. We don't
It
know. It could still be the Morpho reward. Morpho reward could happen to be like the boomerang.
If it's gold scale to get irons and GTG to just come back to water, like that would be unhinged.
That would be unhinged. I guess we're about to find out.
Man, there is nothing in either of these places. What is going on?
It's a key. So it could be that you have to get iron boots.
Yeah. GTG's
Yeah,
been dry,
so
water's been dry. That key
it's
on Morpho,
only
yeah, it puts pretty much everything key locked and like long shot locked now though, so like Dark Link becomes more reasonable here.
if I was Tanjo, I would start thinking like, what am I missing? You know, like I'd start
Yeah.
thinking like I had to have missed something.
There's got to be a big chest of GTG at some point, right?
No, we know there's nothing big on Lab Dive because we did get the 2 big items on Lab Dive already, or on and Lake Hylia.
And we checked Tektite, and Tektite definitely wasn't anything, right?
I don't believe so.
This is a big chest.
Oh, there's a big chest. Okay.
There it is.
Oh my god.
The gold
Okay.
scale.
It is now
That's-
officially go mode.
Yeah.
Yep, this is the BGGs here. Tanjo just doesn't have anything to get him to the finish line here. Richard does in fact strike again.
Richard, the goodest of boys.
You either love or you hate to see it, depending on if you're a Nopons fan or a Tanjo fan.
Yeah. I will say it's kind of a good thing this isn't eliminating Tanjo. I feel like losing a seed like
Yeah.
this would feel real nasty. Like, it never feels good to lose, but like skipping
At
a
least you
sphere
have another
zero
chance.
yeah, you get a game 3, he has this chance still. He's not going home yet.
Right. A good underdog story. That's a good one, Penten.
Oh my god, that's my boyfriend. Don't give him credit for puns. How dare you? Come into chat, say the first thing like that, and then leave. Oh, what a nightmare he is. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. That one was funny to me. I'll keep it real. I'll keep it real.
Fine, he can get some credit.
Yeah, it just has to. Basically, how many dungeons is it? Just Jabu? Yeah, he just needs to be Jabu, and then it's on to Ganon. So.
Yeah, just an unfortunate decision to skip like the one region in the game that has a scale out of nowhere that is hard required.
Yeah.
And at this point, like
Yeah,
Irons basically has to be like in IGC or Jabu, which is also kind of crazy.
It could also be one of the scroll rewards, I guess.
No, because I think like the spirit path has to be longshot or gold scale. And I think the only way both of those are path for GTG access is if Irons is locked behind it, so I think Irons basically like has to be an IGC at this point, like, which is just crazy. Like, you usually get both combinations to be able to enter into water, but when it's an either or, like, it's really weird to get locked by one or the other.
Okay, I wonder if Tanjo is going to do the night checks. He is warping, and he did get Sun Song, and he is going to Child, so he might immediately realize his mistake here, which would be somewhat unfortunate. Yeah, he's going for Richard now, and also potentially like the lens game and stuff. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what he's going for right now, and it's gonna be a little bit, unfortunately, too little, too late.
Yeah. Yeah, I genuinely don't think he has touched any of Market as a child, which is kind of crazy.
No, I don't think so. I think he just immediately went and went to adult. So yeah, now he's gonna start doing these checks.
The number of times that Sphere Zero checks have screwed people in S9 is wild. Like these
I
very
mean,
early available.
you'd think that those are the ones that people immediately, try to get
Yeah.
over and done with immediately, But
Yeah, I don't know what it
it can be
is.
easy to get caught up in what you think is the logic of the seed potentially,
Yeah.
and think that you found everything that you need. So yeah, it's gonna do the bomb shoe bowling. Um, as we know, nothing here. And
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna check Richard here in a moment after he does the Sun Song. Yeah, he's also gonna do the ZL check over on the ferry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think this is the first time we're actually seeing this, because I don't think Nopons ever came out to do this either, but...
I don't think so. It would be funny if this is like Iron Boots. And just like both runners just completely ignored it. And then yeah, that would be an interesting one. Okay, it's just a seed bag.
Yeah, Nopon's gonna finish up his Baronade fight here.
Yeah. Just yeah. I mean, I assume he's gonna turn it tonight and then do Richard and then realize his mistake immediately, but yeah.
Yeah.
Because the instant he gets that, he's gonna know exactly what that means. Yeah, he's also thinking it's potentially the lens game, which we also never saw. That could also be the Iron Boots, I suppose. But yeah, he's gonna turn to Richard here and get the gold stale and immediately recognize the mistake
Yeah. There it
and
is.
immediately warping. Unfortunately, just doesn't have time.
Yeah. Yeah, the seed threw so many items at our runners like super early that like I don't know, skipping some Sphere Zero stuff in exchange for a progression was incredibly reasonable.
But just
But
turns
yeah,
out to bite you.
yeah, that one scale that's locking a dungeon entrance is crazy.
Yeah, because now he's gonna have to go do all the GTG, and we know that it's actually in the back of GTG is where the stale is too, or not the stale, the boomerang is.
Yeah.
So it's just unfortunate. Yeah,
Yeah, we'll
mirror
probably,
image age change.
we'll probably see Tanjo go left side too, because I think it's more efficient when you're just looking for one item and you have strength 2.
Mm-hmm. Probably gonna immediately, yeah, shoot the eye and then peek the maze as well, because that has the most
Yeah.
checks immediately available to look. Yep, pick up 1 key, 2 keys even. And he's gonna see there's nothing here in the maze. Gonna check up on the climbable wall over here.
Yeah, meanwhile, Nopons just continuing his climb through Ganon's castle.
Yeah, I mean, it is sort of just like a foregone conclusion unless Nopons happens to die like 50 times on Ganon or something.
Yeah. The Iron Knuckles can
I
be...
just,
Okay, there.
yeah,
The safety heart. I was gonna say it was one hit from the Iron Knuckles, and I've taken too many deaths to those Iron Knuckles to...
yeah, same here. Unfortunately, yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. We're just prediction spoiling. Yeah, we can dream. We can dream. We can dream for the 50 Ganon deaths, and then it's Ganon, you know, Ganon versus Ganon, 1 second left between the two. We can dream.
I think the closest race I've seen so far this season was what, like 15 seconds or something like that, I think. You do get some like nasty close races in this. So.
Yeah, the first seed I did, it was like 5 or 10 seconds between them.
Yeah.
It was really, really close. Yeah, a random crowd control appears and Nopon is harassed. Exactly.
Quick
Spawn's
remove
50
all Zero.
likes on top of him. Yeah. Spawn's 50 likes on top of him.
And like we said earlier, this is only game 2 between these guys. Nopons, assuming no big kerfuffles on Ganon here, is going to tie this series up 1-1.
Mm-hmm.
And there will be a game 3 for Tanjo fans to try and get a bounce back race.
Yeah, we do still have a game 3.
Yes.
So it's not over. It's going to be down to the wire, last race.
Yeah.
The final countdown, if you will.
Which they do actually already have it scheduled, which for anyone who's interested, March 3rd, 2 p.m. Eastern, which I think is 8 p.m. European time, depending on which Central European CET. I think it's 8 p.m. And Tanjo also getting his boomerang before Nopons finishes officially in go mode. 8 p.m. GMT.
All right, and we are going to see the final Ganon fight here, though.
Yeah. Easy crouch stabs.
Yep, a lot easier when you have the BGS. And the hammer.
And with the final hit, Zelda using her magic.
Yep. Just gonna require one more hit.
Let's get our GGs in chat for Nopons, taking game 2 and leveling the series.
Yeah, GG's. And there it
Official
is.
finish time 2:47:28. And I believe we have a Tanjo here for an interview. So,
Hello.
GG's Tanjo.
Thank you. GG's to Nopons.
Yeah, GG's.
Yeah, a bit of an unfortunate one. Your one
Yep.
like area that you kind of skipped, unfortunately. Holding a scale.
Yeah, there were like bits and pieces of areas that I skipped, but I mean, Market is the big one.
Yeah.
Of course. But yeah, unlucky.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. Was it an intentional choice, like when you got Prelude at the end of your like child one to skip market, or was it more just like
Yeah, it was intentional.
it was?
Like, yeah. I mean, market is such an easy place to come back to. I mean, I came back to it pretty late, but
Yeah.
like you have ice you can do for a guaranteed song. You have the dongos that you can do after you pull that case sword. You can even do Deku. That's an ice. So there's so
Yeah.
much, and as well. I was thinking of doing well before going back, or before going adult one, but I was like, I have so much progression, and my save warp is right next to well. I'll just do well later.
Yeah. Nopons,
So
Nopons definitely stayed child a little bit longer than you. Like he
Mhm.
did bottom of the well, he full cleared it. He had done
Mhm.
market. And I don't know if like that played into his decision, because like pulling the lens and everything, like he technically had everything to like full clear market when he went like and played Prelude the first time.
Mhm.
But he did everything except chess game before
Mhm.
going adult. So,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
we were
The
doing
real thing, the real big thing that sort of was tripping up the seed was figuring out exactly which item was path to Baronade within Spirit Temple, because we got the long
Yeah.
shot, but long shot
Mhm.
itself doesn't necessarily open up anything.
Yeah.
We got the gold gauntlets, and then both you and Nopons actually immediately, as soon as you got that, went and did OGC, which makes sense.
Yeah.
So
I
then
mean, I had
when we got
nothing
the
left
scale,
at that point.
right, when we got the scale, we knew, because Nopons had already gotten the silver scale, that the gold scale opened up GTG. But you didn't know
Yeah.
where the other scale was, so you probably were just assuming that it was the water temple. I have to imagine.
Yeah. I mean, I think you have
Was
to. In my position,
Yeah,
you have to
yeah,
assume
in
that it's
your
long shot
position.
path for water. Yeah.
yeah.
And that there's an irons on 10 skulls or something. Like,
Yeah,
I can't just like, go and clean up my crumbs and then find iron boots and then go back to water.
Yeah.
Like, I think
No,
I
that's
have
right.
to go water there. It's
we were
just
even
when I
talking
saw it was
there's
nothing,
yeah.
unlucky.
We were talking there's the possibility that it's like gold scale to get into GTG for irons to do like water, which would have been
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
standard. So, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Um, yeah, just a really unfortunate one, but good thing is it was only game 2. You're not out yet. So,
yeah,
uh,
yeah,
still in the running.
yeah, if you want to
yeah.
hold strats or anything, or are you going to change up approach to game 3 or anything, or if you don't want
No, I don't think so. I think I
to
played like pretty standard. I was thinking about it towards the end. Like, what do I kind of regret as far as my routing goes? And I don't think I regret skipping market. The main things I regret are not picking up Sunsong after Shadow, because I ended up waiting time of day for HBA.
yeah.
Hmm.
I just didn't think I would need Suns, because I thought, okay, I'm gonna go Child, check the the one, because one of them has to be a small queue, the one Child check, and then if that's nothing, I'm just gonna reset, go reverse to Wasteland, because Wasteland could have been it, since it was long shot locked. Get the Mirror Shield and then go Adult Spirit, and then I'll have my Ring. I didn't account for finding the gold scale in Child Spirit, which effed up my time of day when I went to go
Yeah.
do HBA. So I kind of regret that. I also regret not opening the big chest in Shadow. Do you guys know what that was?
No,
Oh, we don't.
Nopon skipped it too.
We we do know that based
Okay.
on the logic, it probably couldn't have been anything important.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it could have
it at
been
least
iron.
definitely was not the boomerang or iron boots.
Could not have been irons.
I don't
I don't
think
think
so, because
so.
I think Gold Scale would have had to lock irons for the path, I think. Because it's the
Right.
combos to get into GTG are Long Shot and Gold Scale or Irons and Hook. And I think because of the spirit items, it had to be Long Shot Gold Scale to get in to GTG. Either way, right? Because like those are the only two things that you pull is either Long Shot or Gold Scale.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it could have been like Nereus, or it could have been a bottle or something, but we actually don't know for sure what it was. I mean, if you want, you
'Cause I
can
was
go and
thinking it
look in the
could've
seed.
Yeah, that's too much work. I thought it might have been iron. I knew it couldn't be like useful. That's why I skipped it. But I thought
Yeah,
at the end, like, oh, what if this is irons and there's actually just a scale in spirit? Then I can skip finding the gold scale using the irons to get into GTG. Um, and if it was irons, I would have known not to do water as well. So yeah,
True. Yeah, actually, like,
mhm.
but
there's an argument to opening that chest just to get the negative information potentially, but I think at that point in the
yeah,
seed, like, there wasn't even a lot of negative information to be gained, right? Like,
yeah, yeah. I mean, really, as soon
um,
as I go in that room, I should just use dins because it's likely that my small key's there anyways.
I
And
always
then
do
at that
that
point, I would
anyway.
just open.
I
Yeah.
never really peep
So
it. I tend to just blast it.
yeah, yeah. But other
No, I
than
mean, it
that, I think
was,
my routing was okay. Those are
yeah.
the two main things that come to mind.
Yeah, I mean, your execution was really clean. All seed. The routing made sense. Like the seed just threw so many early items at you that like planning to do
Yeah,
progression isn't a bad decision. It's just like, dude, we were
yeah.
talking about it in chat. Like Sphere Zero's just been screwing people in S9. Like,
Yeah, there were so
he's
many
like,
items, and there were like no path hints at the beginning. I was like, what if there's just like only 4 path hints? Like, I'm not finding any path hints. So I just pushed the hints really hard. And I was really hoping for the ring in spirit, really, but it's just the most complicated, I guess, possibility.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah. All right. Well, does anybody have any final questions?
I think I'm good.
All right. So I think that we're probably good to just finish up the race and say goodbye to everybody.
All right, I guess that's just me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, thank you guys for a great race. That was a fun race to watch. Pyrofaces, thank you for coming. Lady Draco, thank you for helping me track. So, we have a Skyward Sword Randomizer Game 2 between Your Average Link and Gymnast86. That's going to come up on this channel pretty much as soon as I turn off and they turn on. So I'm not going to rate us out. I'm just going to close it, let someone else take over, and we're just going to keep the chain going since it seems to be a nice conga line going on today. So I hope you all have a good rest of your time zone and hang around here for some more Zelda Randomizer action.
Yeah. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.